A UBI?
Yeah.
Can you hit camera 1 for me really quick? Welcome back to the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. On tonight's episode, Matt Stone and Trey Parker call the Skydance Paramount Merger a shit show. Elio flops at the box office, and are these popcorn buckets getting out of control? Stick around because your fandom awaits. Fantasies of God, fantasies. You didn't know.
We did know.
Welcome back to the place.
I know your game.
Welcome back to the place where we think all the deep thoughts about all the shallow things. This is the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. It is Wednesday, July 2nd. If this is your first time joining us, what we do here is we take the weekly geeky zeitgeist and make it accessible and digestible. We will do our best to nerd-splain, deep dive into the latest TV gaming, or whatever thing that the internet is fighting about now, and nerd-splain it. So no nerdy background necessary to hang out. Whether you're a total newbie or a level 99 pop culture wizard, myself and panel of nerd-splainers have a PhD in pop culture in order to be your geeky guides to discovering what kind of nerd you really are. So welcome to the gateway to all things nerdy, no gatekeeping allowed. Welcome to the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. Sleeveless summer is in full swing, baby. This week, my panel of nerd-splainers, my grandmasters of geekery, my continuity crusaders, my Nerdcast Council. To the left, I will not mention the things she told me not to mention before we went live on the show. But damn, she just took away all my good material. Liv Diddy, she's at a 10 right now, dilated fully. Your eyes. You went to the eye doctor earlier today.
Sure.
Not wearing the blue blocker sunglasses.
Just having a ring light blasted in my face.
On your face.
That makes sense.
Yeah. The right hand here at the Deeper Issues Nerdcast is straight from freaking Jurassic Park. He's bringing you guys the freshest of information. Tyler Chow. And hitting all the branding. You're hitting the Jurassic Park.
Oh,
you,
yeah.
You got all the advertisement. Diligently reading to my right. A little blown out until his camera adjusts. There we go. Look at that. He is here to bring legitimacy to this show, ladies and gentlemen. He legitimizes us, Mr. Tommy Jeff. Yes.
You are?
Spiritual counsel, legal advisor. My name is Pablo Romero Estevez. I think like I kind of... Thank you. Yeah, and I'm wrangling tonight. I'm keeping us on course. Okay, guys?
It's your birthright.
It's my... It is. Wow. Look at you. You said the thing of the episode. This show is all about learning, whether we're trying to teach something to you muggles that may be watching, or you're also a nerd. Maybe we teach you something, but we're also learning. So maybe we learn something. You guys can teach us something too, but we do learn stuff every week. So this little segment we called, What Did We Learn This Week?
That's 2 sparkles.
We get an extra.
Is that 2?
Yeah, that was 2.
We only need 1 more. That's fine. How many sparkles are we planning to use on this episode?
I was going to do 4.
All right.
We get 4 tonight.
We get 4 tonight.
All right, just hit us with 1 right now. Fuck it.
No.
Just waste the sparkle, man. Just do it. Come on. Let's
I got that in the chamber.
Give us a little of that magic. All right. Diddy, what'd you learn this week?
Oh, okay. So I have something. It's not what you want, but
Wait, can we point out your hat before you get into what you learned out this week?
yes.
We're rocking Lois's Grain butt wrestling hat.
What?
Lois Grain is a professional wrestler. Overall solid human being from what I can tell. Super hilarious and talented. She wrestles WoW, I think Women of Wrestling, as well as the class master, but then also wrestles the independent scene as Lois Grain. So like Grain, kind of like
Sure.
vegan-y, hippie sort of
Cool.
wrestler. But yeah, she's got, she wears this like outfit that's not really her butt, but it makes it look like it's her butt. I don't know. Anyways, the point is
Butt wrestling.
butt wrestling, man. I couldn't pass up that fucking shirt. I mean,
It's
the
a hat.
hat. Sorry. If there's a shirt, I'll get the shirt as well. I couldn't
Yeah, because
pass
this
it.
is my hat.
I saw her rocking the hat on her social at some point, and I was like, fuck, I really need that hat that says butt wrestling. And
Yeah.
and Diddy hijacked, and also love supporting, artists and performers and entertainers and stuff.
Yeah. I
And,
almost forgot that this is the point of living.
Yeah, support indie
Butt
wrestlers.
wrestling.
Support. That's I fucking like chef's kiss to that branding. Like,
They did it. They did it.
yeah,
They did do it.
butt
Yeah.
wrestling. Come on.
Come
I
on.
will buy any merchandise that says butt wrestling on it.
Just slap
Um,
it on there,
Yeah, check out. Just
right?
I will. It's so funny. There's two like wrestling brands that I will always support because I'm a big wrestling nerd. From now on, is definitely butt wrestling, and then Effie's brand also. That
Always
that-
Effie's
that
brand.
wrestling is gay.
I have
Is
so
always
many.
great. Yeah.
I have so many Effie shirts.
Yeah,
The wrestling gay is gay though. That one's my favorite.
that is one of. Yeah, I mean, like fucking Effie is fucking amazing. If you don't know who Effie is, I highly recommend you also check out his podcast Weekend at Effie's, because he kind of like talks about the shit show that is the traveling circus of the pro wrestling scene and what it means to be like an openly queer individual. I mean, like, obviously we're way different times, but there's still a lot of like very weird old fashioned carny fuckers in wrestling, and a mentality that is being broken by people like Effie and Lois Grain. Actually, find Lois Grain at loisgrain.com. I'm not .com, at Lois Grain on Instagram. But that's the hat that Diddy stole from me.
Hell yeah.
That
Hell
I will-
yeah.
that I will steal back.
No. No.
But that's what
I was
she's
gonna say,
rocking.
you lost that.
This
you
is-
lost that hat for the rest of your life.
Sorry.
Well, you know what? Maybe. And I'll buy another one. Lois
Yeah.
Grain, sell me another hat.
Yeah.
Because we always support people like that.
That's the spirit.
Hey, 3 hats, please.
Yeah.
We'll all show up wearing them at some point.
Yep.
Anyways, I just wanted to talk about that hat for a second. But what did you learn this week, Diddy?
Well, I had so this is more of like what I learned in service industry. And again, this is something that I've been knowing, but people in a service industry, like when they're serving people, those people
Are people.
don't have no, they're not.
No.
There's some sort of like subsect of people that are
I'm talking about the servers.
No, yeah, they're people.
Yeah.
But the people they're serving are just something else. Like I don't know, I don't know where y'all come from to go eat, or why you think you can treat people like any sort of way. But yeah, we had a really crazy night at my work the other day, and it's funny because this isn't even the first time this has happened to me in my tenure as a bartender. Okay, so a woman there, the table was very upset. Their food was taking a very long time. I understand, but she started asking me if my hair was a wig, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't hear her." So I was like, "What?" And she said it just as quietly, and I was like, I can't hear you, and I'm so busy. I don't have time to like. It's like when parents make their kids order at the table, and it's like so cute and everything, but it's like, don't you see that I have 100 tables and I'm also the bartender? I can't do this right now. So she kept saying it as quietly, and I was like, I don't know, man. You just have to say it a different way. I can't hear you. And she went, "Is it a wig?" And she took my hair and pulled it
Oh my!
like really
God.
hard, and it made my whole head go
And it
sideways.
made your wig fall off. I'm just sorry.
But first of all, what if it was a wig? You're gonna pull it?
Yeah.
Don't pull a
What?
wig. But it's not a wig, it's my actual hair. And
Did
she
you
pulled
smack
it.
the bitch.
I got so upset. And this, like I said, in my tenure as a bartender, it is the second time I've had my hair pulled. So
Not in a. Fun
Why
way.
do
Not
people
if I'm-
have the audacity?
that's what I'm saying.
To do what?
Okay.
And I have some crazy stories. I have stories that you guys wouldn't even believe.
I
But
believe it.
having my hair pulled, like on one of the worst shifts that I've ever worked, they were
Do
like,
you-
wig,
Do you have brick walls at your job? Just fucking throw her head through a brick
Yeah.
wall.
And like the table was laughing. Their food took like an hour to come
The
out.
table laughed?
The table was like nervous laugh. They were like, "Mom, mom, like what are
Oh,
you doing?"
How old was this lady?
I don't know. Like she's in her 60s or something.
No excuse.
I don't know. But the table already was
Fucking
really upset.
boomers.
They like
Bruh.
they yelled at me multiple times. They yelled at my manager, made her cry. And then she pulled my hair. And I was like, okay, I guess this is just the
Did they
This
yell
is-
at your manager before or after they pulled your hair?
before.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, this is crazy. Like this is, and everyone was like smiles on their face. And I was like, okay, I guess I just was like, no, it's not a wig. I got it once you enunciated. I heard you, but no, don't pull my hair. I don't even know what I said. I did not stand up for myself. I just was like, ha ha ha, and then like walked away.
And then realize that you're like, fuck, I feel like somebody
Yeah.
has crossed the line with me
Yeah,
after the fact.
I went
which
back to the
sucks.
kitchen and I was like,
Yeah.
bro, that girl just pulled my hair. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's the worst is like when you've been like violated or disrespected or something.
And then you don't realize it.
And you don't act on it. But it's like, and this is why people need to understand too about people who are victims of certain crimes and assaults. Like not everybody on the spot has the ability to like react properly. Like it's
Yeah.
after the fact where it like all sinks in. You're like, fuck, this is
Like that
a
wasn't.
weird violation.
Yeah, that wasn't right.
Yeah, I would have a talk with Adrian about this because I'm like, I've worked
Adrian pulling
restaurants-
people hair.
No, yeah, stop pulling people's hair. But I worked retail and I worked restaurant spaces and I've bartended and done all that stuff. And there's people who have never done that. I feel like almost, and this is why I was saying that at the beginning of what you were talking about. Most people don't see like retail employees or servers or bartenders as like people.
As people, yeah.
They just like almost like if I work for a corporation and you're coming in and yelling at me about a product or the quality of something is like, I don't make this thing. I am the person here to customer face
Yeah.
and kind of like help, walk you through whatever processes the company has set up
Right.
in order for me to, reasonably answer your concerns.
Yeah. I mean, we all have to do that every day in like a service industry. It's like,
Yes.
I say all the time, I just go, I just work here. Like, do you think do you think that I have any power?
Who's
Like
that?
here?
There was that guy, that Scott Sice guy, who was like the skinny faced dude with the mustache, who was a comedian, and he would like do all the things of like, he's like, well, you just lost yourself a good customer. He's like, you think I own IKEA?
Yeah, like
It's like, this is my fucking, I just put in my 2 weeks notice or whatever. I'm a fucking part-time employee, fucking
Yeah.
on minimum wage. It's like, that doesn't matter. Kind of
does
thing.
not
But-
doesn't make a dent.
Yeah, and so like I said, I think everybody at some point needs to work fucking retail or the service industry.
Yeah.
Because everybody deserves respect, whether you've never had to work there, no matter what your annual income is.
Yeah.
That's people making a living, and you need to be a reasonable, respectable human. And it fucking drives me crazy at the people that don't. It's literally dehumanizing to people working at their jobs.
It sure is.
All right, you're dehumanizing people. That's the most unreasonable shit that I feel like I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
If somebody would have pulled my hair, yeah, I'm on board with Tommy Jeff. I would have, maybe, I mean, not an old lady, but I would have definitely sternly corrected her.
Brick wall.
I would have wagged my
100%.
finger.
But it was so hard in the
Heavily.
moment because you're like thinking like,
Yes, I'm sorry that happened.
but yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I think it's funny now.
But is it a wig?
It's not a wig.
Okay.
Why do
Is it a
people think
Willy-
my hair's a wig?
Oh,
Because it's that great. Like you got good hair. So I would take it as a compliment.
But what if it was a wig and she pulled
Yeah.
it? Like how humiliating for me if that was the situation.
she would have snatched your wig off.
You would snatch my wig off. That is so rude. You don't do that to
You would
people.
snatch fucking wigs. That's
You
like-
now have a 20% mandatory tip.
Didn't happen. Didn't happen. But, and also, I want to reiterate that this is not the first time that someone's pulled my hair while surfing. So, like,
Is it a
just be
regular
better.
occurrence?
People be better.
be better.
Be better.
Respect retail and service industry essential workers.
Yes.
The issue is,
Hey,
is that
treat everybody with
there's
respect.
there's a bell curve of intelligence, and more than half the population of the human race is on the left side of that bell curve.
Very true.
And that is terrifying.
Sure.
That's
sure
unfortunate.
is. Sure is.
That's pretty fucking unfortunate.
Yeah. Anyways, it's mostly funny, guys. Somebody pulled my hair.
Assault.
It's not a wig. It's real.
We were all questioning it.
Tommy
Yeah.
Jeff, did you learn anything this week?
You know, I always kind of struggle with this because I feel like I don't learn a lot of things, but I always find
You
something.
learn shit.
No, yeah,
You
I learn stuff
literally
every
don't you
day,
like-
but
okay.
it's like I'm not denying that I don't learn things, but like, you know, it's like when you think about it, it's like, what was interesting enough to share with you guys? You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
like, I don't want to, I learned how to do calculus. Like, that's
pretty interesting.
He's ramping up.
no, it's not.
Are you-
He's got something.
So,
yeah,
I
knew it.
learned
I fucking
this
knew it.
week that I really like slings.
Slings?
Like bags, like crossbody
Oh,
Oh,
bags.
you
and
Okay.
got
stuff.
what we had this. All right.
Yeah.
Because you bought your one. Let me see
Yeah.
the color. Do you have the
Oh,
color?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because
with
I
you.
said it was
I
green.
do.
Tommy Jeff.
And on the website, it said it was brown or tan.
It's tan.
Let me explain this. We tend to go out to eat after every podcast, and during one whole thing, Tommy Jeff was asking everybody about a particular sling. I don't like slings because I feel like they always scratch my neck. But maybe
I
it's because
love
my
slings.
chest is very manly.
Are
But-
you saying I don't have a manly chest? I don't have tits big enough to be like anything but a man.
Very true.
He's saying your
Do you want to have this conversation on the podcast right now? Do you wanna-
Dude.
Dude.
Tommy
No,
Jeff's
so I
like,
found out I like
Reveal.
them.
I don't
have
And the
cannons
thing
like
is,
you.
like,
Yeah.
I can't. Gaining muscle on my chest is like a joke.
Dude.
I've
You can make it happen.
been skinny. I've been this skinny my whole life. It's
No,
kinda
it's
sad.
okay. It's fine
Games.
chest. It's a fine
Games.
chest.
But so I have been on the fence for the last 2 years on trying to find a bag that I wanted, like a sling, a carry-on, like whatever, just not a backpack, just something smaller.
And that's so
Yeah.
funny how you have to it's like this is my thing that I'm carrying around with me all the time. The accessory I have to put a lot of thought into. I do the same thing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
like
you
I
mean-
don't buy things. So everything is like a 6-month process for me to buy anything.
Yeah.
Except for
Uh,
the Nintendo Switch 2.
I still haven't technically bought it.
Okay.
It was a present.
Okay.
It was 100% a gift.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I knew I was going to get the Switch. It just was going to be when Metroid Prime 4 came out.
Mm.
Like, anyways,
Okay.
so I found out I like it. And unlike Pablo, I actually wear it where the strap goes kind of close to the shoulder, but like on the shoulder and stuff, not right up against my neck.
Yeah.
It's
So it's on the
happens.
shirt.
I don't know.
You can adjust it.
My shit.
You
Maybe
know,
I
it's not
put too
like-
much in it too. Maybe it just gets too heavy.
This is kind of heavy. Like, here, feel it.
Hold it.
Yeah,
That's
like it's got
not
some weight.
tan. Am I
There's something
wrong?
in here?
Yeah, I got some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
we
very
don't need to open
tactile.
it.
Wait,
Actually,
can
we
I
don't
hold it?
We
Can
don't
I-
need to open it.
Oh, whoa.
Bag-
Now,
No,
well,
don't
wait
open
a
it.
second.
What is it?
Uh,
Bag reveal.
No,
Is there a dildo in
there's
there?
like work-related stuff in it at
Oh.
the moment, and that doesn't need
Sensitive
to be
stuff.
on air.
Don't
Work-related
open the
stuff.
bag.
But
When he
There's
gets
a-
busy.
Why is the bag vibrating? What?
It's like Fight Club.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times it's a dildo.
so yeah, like this is it.
Nice.
It's we're not sponsored by them, but part of why I bought this was for the brand name, and you can see a nut right here
Yeah.
as the logo,
Oh, I'm
Little
allergic.
acorn action.
and that's because it's called a nut sack,
yeah.
Love it.
and I fucking love it.
But I
it's
would
got
like to
some
say
weight.
that I stand by my. That's green.
Wait, hold on.
It is wax. It's a wax canvas.
It looks
right?
gray.
No, you're colorblind.
No.
It looks like a green. It looks olivey.
Olivey. I
Olive.
guess.
Like
Yeah, like
I would say that's
it's-
olive.
It's kind of great.
Well, on
like-
the camera, it looks olive.
Yeah, so it is a green. It is. They do call this tan, with some genuine leather, and the leather is going to be the nutsack logo, and then the pulleys on the thing.
Can I try the
but I
nutsack
like it.
on?
Yeah,
Can I
dude.
hold your nutsack?
Yeah, hold my nutsack.
Yeah. Let me just.
Yeah, enjoy the
Alright.
nutsack.
Dude, your nutsack's not.
Got some,
It's got some good weight to it, doesn't
But
it?
this is how. So you wear it this tight.
Well, yeah, because I'm
This
seeing. I have a
conversation
Yeah, but like adjust it,
is
like
so
move
funny.
it over,
Yeah.
and then just like kind
You
of
wear
let
it
it do its
tight.
thing.
Pablo's
To be
whole-
fair, yeah, it is like, but
Snug.
I'm
the whole time Pablo's been wearing his nutsack wrong.
Yeah.
because you
Apparently my
Well,
nutsack.
like that wouldn't be how you would wear it, Pablo.
I don't know. How do I put it on my shoulder?
Well, don't readjust it, but just
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you
Just
just
know
would
that-
kind of do that.
Do you not wear like shoulder bags like that, Pablo?
No, I don't know. I feel like if I'm wearing this, I probably do this.
I do it in the front.
So I
Yeah,
can.
I would do that too.
No, I'm not.
No, yeah, I mean, like as long as you just don't show it,
Oh my
like
God.
open
It's really shaking.
Oh my
pretty
God.
heavily.
Hey,
It's like
hey.
a jackhammer in
when
here,
a guy
man.
when a guy wants to vibrate, you know.
It feels nice.
But yeah, it's got some good weight to it. You can let Diddy hold my.
Did you want to hold
nutsack.
Tommy Jeff's nutsack?
You're what?
Yeah, my nutsack.
Don't let Adrian hold Tommy Jeff's nutsack. You're not.
No, yeah.
Dude, the cuts this week are great.
I see.
But I found myself really
This is
enjoying
as
it.
big as my torso, though.
Oh, it's big. It's 2.5 liters. If anybody understands measuring bags
Tommy,
in
your
liters.
nutsack is 2.5 liters.
Hey, it's a big load.
Do we
Uh,
feel like that joke is played out?
No.
If not,
The
Are
joke
you
can keep
kidding
going.
me?
Yeah, we can make a meal out of it. Totally.
You guys know that I
You
will
said
beat a
it.
dead horse.
She's making
He's-
a meal
but this
out of
is-
it. That protein's coming.
she's beating something.
I don't want it anymore.
But like I find myself enjoying it a little bit more because I always have a backpack.
Yeah,
And I
it's nice.
Yeah.
still will probably always have a backpack with me. But like I bought it mainly because if I want to go for like a 3-4 mile hike, I've got a small bag now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait.
Right?
So I carry a fanny pack, and then you carry a nut sack.
Ah,
Is there something there? You know,
Oh, maybe.
I think
But
so.
you should definitely wear
Yeah.
the fanny pack
Fanny.
with the butt wrestling hat.
Yeah.
Double down.
Double
Yes.
down.
Double cheeked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
2 cheeks.
Well, it will because I'll be wearing it to the restaurant later
nice.
and home.
We have a question.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Does the nutsack hold the Switch too?
I'm going to be completely honest.
I haven't tried.
I haven't tried
It will.
because my
would
thought,
fit.
because like my thing with it
How many
is-
liters is the Switch to?
Okay, hold on.
You know, a valid question. Why don't we find out? But no, because if I'm going to be carrying my Switch 2 with me, or just my Switch in general with me, I'm going to put it in my backpack.
Okay.
Oh.
Like that's going to be like where I have my backpack with me.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that.
I thought you were gonna say back pocket, and I was like, "Damn, okay, cool guy."
So
Freaking switch in my back pocket.
No,
yeah,
keep that thing on me, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Strapped.
I need it.
Oh.
He's like, want to race?
He's
we all
looking up
Now
liters.
we all learned about Tommy
So,
Jeff's
in
nutsack.
volume, the Switch 2 is approximately 0.44 liters.
Oh, so you
so
need
a
2
little
nutsacks.
less than half.
So
a
it's only
liter.
leaving your nutsack about 0.66 liters for additional semen.
Did you?
I was just waiting for the
Side-
protein. So
no, just going right for it. Yeah, that's a nice nutsack, dude.
yeah, so I like it. The weight's kind of nice. I think
Good
it's
for
a good
you.
size.
Good for you.
It goes. I like the way it feels across my body.
Mm.
You
like 'em olive skin.
So what's really funny is I went to Disneyland yesterday with it. and
With your nutsack.
With my nutsack.
Yeah.
And I had all of my tactical gear for like my EDC stuff for my everyday carry.
inside of your
I thought you were
Uh,
talking about like
And
prepper,
like so
prepper
like
stuff.
I had like a knife in there and other stuff like this. And like it's the
Oh.
first time I'm going to Disney with a bag.
with your
I
nutsack. like
never
that.
go with
Yeah.
a bag.
So you don't know that they.
So
they
no, I
check.
knew, but like because it's not something I'm used to doing,
yeah.
I was not thinking about it. I walked up to security, I opened my bag, I handed it to them, and all of a sudden there's like 6 of them surrounded by me.
No.
And I was like, "Oh, say less. Let me go put it back into the car."
They
And
let
they're
you
like,
keep it.
Yeah, they let me keep it because I was leaving the premises. And they're like, "No, you need to drive off of Disney property and remove it. It can't even be in your car." And I was like, "All right, say less."
How did-
So I put it in my car and then I went to a different security entrance.
Wait. So let me
Life hack.
I was like, are they gonna follow you?
let me get this
Yeah.
straight. You weren't expecting Disney security to so
He
rigorously.
didn't-
No,
Hold
it's
on,
not
wait,
that I
wait.
wasn't
Time-
expecting it.
Hold on, let me get through this.
Oh, okay.
You weren't
it's a layup.
expecting Disney security to rigorously inspect your nutsack,
Okay.
and then
Look,
then
were
your nutsack.
inside my nutsack.
Once
They
they
were
inspected
like
your nutsack,
flashlights and
They
like
didn't call it more
everything.
security.
Gloved hands. Like they had gloves on their
Bro,
hands going through.
I
my
could keep this
nutsack.
fucking nutsack joke going.
Like-
I'm gonna text the group. I'm gonna text the group. Move on.
Just letting y'all know.
But yeah, that's what I learned this week. That I really actually enjoy
A
slings
nutsack.
or like crossbodies because I like having a more convenient way to grab something out for like when you need
your
it.
nutsack.
And
I
like I
get
don't
it
have
now,
to
it's
like
funny.
remove the backpack and stuff like that. So
yeah, dude.
Thank you for that, Tommy Jeff.
The
We all, I think we all
nutsack.
need it.
yes, Katie, very very informed on nutsack.
TJ, some could say Tommy Jeff is the nutsack expert
Oh.
in the room at the moment.
Ooh.
Damn, is this a gay joke?
I mean, like
Happy Pride.
little bit.
Pride's
Well, it's
over.
July,
I'm
it's
no
July.
longer celebrated. Pride's over.
you're straight
I don't
now.
matter anymore.
I think it's Men's Health Awareness Month. So you're still up, buddy.
Nutsacks are important.
Yep.
Testicular torsion, cancer, all of that. Go get checked out.
Feel your
Get
balls,
a finger up
like
your
Tom
butt.
Green said.
Nut sacks matter.
I'm coming up on that. I'm coming up
Yeah.
on that. I'm kind of
You should be doing it every year.
and excited.
Aye,
and all at the
aye,
same
aye.
You're excited?
No, he said he's
a
coming.
little scared, a little excited, a little nervous. It's a mixed bag of nuts, sacks.
We have
Anyways,
to-
What I do love
We
about
gotta-
this, hold on, what I love about this is Katie has her nephew watching this with us. And I think this is
I have my
very
nephew right
Our
here.
fascinating.
nephew's right
Listen,
here.
I
my
think,
nephew's
I
right
think,
here. next to me,
I think
listening
he's
to me talk about
younger. I
nutsack.
think he's younger than AP.
Oh, all right.
And I think that's really funny because I wasn't thinking about this whole conversation.
Yeah, and I'm
Uh,
pretty sure
cheers,
some of our little cousins are watching too.
cheers
Oh,
to
you're fine.
deeper issues.
Cheers. Ty,
Mhm.
I don't
You
know.
are-
I don't know how I'm gonna follow.
how the fuck are you?
Fuck
Well, I
that.
know how you're gonna follow it up with dinosaurs.
I was gonna say, I feel like you say that every time.
Yeah.
You tend to follow it up really well.
Yeah, every
The
time.
only thing that could follow nutsacks like that
Are
is dinosaurs.
dinosaurs.
Well,
Hey, from
spoiler-
nutsacks to D-Rex.
Oh, I like it.
Hit us with it.
the nutsack.
Or the D-Rex. I don't know.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Oh Lord, give me
Um,
strength.
You just came from this. Ty's rocking a poncho right now.
Just now, you came from it.
He just directly from the movie. He saw it. You saw it in 4DX?
40X. Yeah, the movie started at like after all the fucking trailers. It started out like
After the
Oh.
25
o'clock.
minutes.
Oh yeah, Regal, AMC, they're all doing it. No,
Okay.
no, I time it. It is literally a 30-minute.
No way. So
I'm
that's
okay with
real.
that.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, it gives
wait,
you
wait,
time to
wait. We should
pee.
talk about
We'll
that.
talk about that in a bit. Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Everything.
A non
Well, did you like it?
spoilery because it dropped today.
It
So
literally dropped today.
Ty went to go see Jurassic World Rebirth, and it just dropped today. You took your nephew to go see it,
Mhm.
rocking the poncho.
Yeah.
That's cute.
first
too, that
big
they did that.
Summer
Yeah.
block, but I guess this kind of kicks off. July's a action-packed month.
You're right. This is the first of the 3 big franchise movies coming out this month.
And people online are already, they're going to shit on everything that's good,
Of
but
course they are.
people were shitting on it. And I was like, nothing is going to stop me from seeing this Jurassic
It's
World movie.
dinosaurs. Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
like the first movie has built enough rapport with me to where I will watch every one of these fucking dinosaur movies until they stop making them.
Right.
If they ever do. And if they don't, okay. I still watch James Bond movies from time to time. I'll watch it all.
I haven't seen the last 2.
Well, you don't have to
You don't have good.
watch it.
I figured as much.
Good.
So.
Because I feel like that's what they're trying to do. So obviously, with this movie, it's Rebirth. So the first 3 Jurassic World movies were like, the Chris Pratt movies. And
Yo, what is it? The synopsis. What is it? It's not the original. So the park is shut down. What's
Okay,
the
I'm trying to do this like without spoiling it. So
the
you'll-
trailer already kind of gave us.
yeah, so I mean, like in the movie, I guess this really isn't a spoiler because like they do like the little like text to kind of set up the movie.
Let me guess. Some humans aren't supposed to be on this island. They go on the island.
Oh no! Dinosaurs!
And they
Oh,
discover
somebody
that
resurrected them.
at
Oh,
first it's all yeah, just
So
like
this
Jeff
is-
Goldblum said it. At first it's all ooh and ah, and then it's running and screaming.
So this is the same universe. So we saw the dinosaurs.
Aren't they
enter
all?
the world.
Yeah, they're all.
Wait,
yeah, I
sorry,
guess.
not to. No, I'm genuinely asking
you're
because I
right.
haven't seen them all.
No.
Oh
so-
wait, Jonathan Bailey's in this?
Swing.
Oh, dude, the only reason to watch this.
Also Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Jonathan Bailey, dude.
Jonathan
We're not talking about
Bailey.
Scarlett Joe. We're talking about Jonathan Bailey.
Anyway,
Ty,
the movie with
please.
dinosaurs.
We got
Fuck
distracted
these
by the
people. I
cast.
just want to see the dinosaurs. I don't give a shit.
Oh, we have
Fuck these people.
dinosaurs.
I want to see
Dinosaurs.
Scarlett Johansson in that dirty tank top running away from dinosaurs.
Oh my gosh.
God.
I
Oh,
know
you
so
know what's really
straight.
funny is
You're
that.
so straight.
Do you
It's
want me to just
annoying.
do you want
Yeah,
me to just
that
get right
photo's
to
like
it?
right there.
Yeah, of course.
Uh, maybe
Ty, please. I
you.
want to know about it.
Yes.
does
So,
she need a crossbody bag?
Would Scarlett Johansson like Tommy Jeff's nutsack across her chest? Anyways, sorry, go ahead.
maybe.
This is now
So this is one of those moments.
It's one of those. It's one of those shows.
100%.
No, I'm just kidding. Just-
Yeah, the movie is.
Sorry, threw Ty off this game.
This is why I don't talk a lot in this show. 'Cause I keep
Literally,
getting cut off, and I
yes.
just don't want to do it anymore.
My ADHD could never.
Thank you.
Please.
Appreciate you.
All right,
Okay,
tell
I'm
us
so sorry.
how are you rating this movie? What did you
so
think? How do you feel?
And
about it?
well, first of all, you were telling us what it was about.
Yeah, so tell us what it was about.
So I better talk quick so I don't get cut
No.
off again.
Pablo
So
will be
basically,
silent.
long story short, the dinosaurs only exist at the equator now because obviously they can't survive in the fucking snow in like other states. So
Chicago's safe.
yes, they're probably safe for dinosaurs. The premise of the movie, which is not a spoiler because it's the trailer, they need DNA from live dinosaurs to help cure things like heart disease because dinosaurs have big hearts.
Well,
And
Aw.
they use a scientific term, they need the blood from a living creature to synthesize and make a potential cure.
so that's what they're going for the genetic makeup, basically what
Correct.
because that's what the original Michael Crichton Jurassic Park book was
You're
really
right,
all about.
correct.
It was all about genetics and cloning and DNA.
Mhm,
And it was like the movie made it more exciting.
mhm.
But for those who were like, man, this movie is amazing, let me read this Michael Crichton book, might have found to be a little bit bored because it dives so much into
Correct.
what that is about.
But
And
those books have so much, in my opinion,
They're
I feel like
brilliant.
they have so much like more brutal death scenes, and it's like, man, I wish we got that on screen.
Yeah.
and also even like describing so much more insight into. I remember I read The Lost World and it talked about just like how proud Dr. Ian Malcolm was, and he clearly had a limp from his injuries his first go in the park, but he was too proud to walk with a cane.
Right.
So it was like I loved all that, the element of those Michael Crichton books. Those were like some of the first books that I got into like reading,
Nice.
where there were like big books like that. And
Big,
yeah.
my first book with no pictures.
Yeah, well, no, there was a lot of stuff that
No,
I
I
originally,
know.
but I mean, I read Maniac McGee before that, but right? Anybody? Maniac McGee? Nobody? All right. Yeah, I don't know. Those books were fucking cool, but yeah, that's I like that they kind of dove back into that element. Then it sounds like,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
that's kind of, but also what they could only survive in the equator, but literally the movie before this, like fucking those
I
raptors
know,
were definitely in the snow. And like,
Well,
Yeah.
some time has passed. I will say that.
okay, so it take a major jump into the future,
I
or
think if I remember correctly, I think it's like 32 years.
Oh,
into the future.
Yes.
So it's a
so
it's
we
a
don't get a
future-
Chris Pratt.
No, hell no.
Oh,
That's
Praise.
cool.
We don't need
That's
him.
a pretty good way to approach it.
Alabama.
I would. That's why wouldn't you throw that movie into different points in time like that into,
Right.
because that's almost like what the first Jurassic Park even felt like. It was like this is a slightly more advanced because of the genetic cloning.
You just always expect them to be like cheeky with it and be like, "Ooh, look,"
Yeah.
you know,
There's 4 of these movies.
What would you rate the movie?
more.
Out of
There's 6 movies.
No,
Yeah.
but there's 4 Jurassic World.
This is the fourth
this is
Jurassic
the
World.
fourth
movie.
Jurassic World
Yeah.
movie. And
So-
there's 3 Jurassic Park movies.
Through Jurassic Park.
Yes, I know.
Jurassic
I know
World.
the original like trilogy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there was a Jurassic World trilogy, and now this is I'm assuming the beginning
Jurassic.
of a new trilogy.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. From the first Jurassic World, I thought this was the second one. I did not realize there was 2
You're not
in
missing-
between.
you're
You're not in this.
You're
Ty-
not missing.
Ty
Because
and
you-
I talked about. Yeah, I was like,
You're
The-
not missing
You're
much.
not missing
the
much, buddy.
third one in the Jurassic World trilogy literally brought back the original cast. They had Jeff Goldblum. They had like everybody in it,
Yeah.
and it was like the biggest waste of.
I
of all
didn't
that
even watch
cast.
it. It was
Don't
Don't.
a cash grab.
don't get me wrong. Jurassic World, I thoroughly enjoyed. Like
The first
I,
Jurassic World was great.
it was
I liked it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other ones were just like, fuck, you guys
Yeah.
really dropped the ball on this super quickly. Would you say that it picked the franchise back up, or would you say that was it better? Okay, was it better than Jurassic Worlds 2 and 3?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
So
good.
out of the Jurassic World, this is ranked number 2, or was it better than Jurassic World?
So the current rating, because I looked it up. The current rating for this Jurassic World Rebirth is at a 54%.
Uh-huh. In the original Jurassic World?
Jurassic World, the OG, was 72.
Is this according to Rotten Tomatoes or
This is Rotten Tomatoes.
Well,
Fuck
that.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten
And then
For real.
47% and 29% respectively for Fallen Kingdom and Dominion.
Let's look up the other. What's the pretentious one?
Letterbox.
Look up Letterboxd.
Yeah, I'll look up
We-
Letterboxd.
We love Letterboxd.
So
I love the Letterboxd comment.
The comments
the
are
comments are the best
the
part.
best part.
This movie was really good. What I appreciate about this movie is that it was shot on film, like the original movie, like the
Oh,
original
really?
Jurassic Park. Yeah, they went back and filmed with actual film cameras. Jonathan Bailey has a clarinet solo.
Oh,
And
okay.
That's
Okay.
like the big like publicity thing they show him like or flute. I'm sorry, flute.
Yeah, he's like sexy glasses doctor guy, right?
Yeah, from Wicked, right?
Yeah. He's in Wicked. Okay, yeah. I think you mentioned that even, did he? I was like, oh, what's with
Twink-
those fuck ass glasses you guys he's wearing in this movie?
Yeah, I just said that. Who's the other guy in it?
The
Wait,
Blade, Marshall.
No, the other white guy. Go.
Oh, that
go
they
for
look.
it.
They look too
Yeah, it
much.
was like the same guy twice.
too
But
many
Jonathan,
sexy
that was
glasses
that
in
was
one
putting
movie.
like not enough respect on Jonathan Bailey because
No, yeah, it's fine. You can
the man's a fox.
Rupert Friend.
That's the same guy twice.
Yeah.
I stand by it. Never mind. That is the same guy twice. Just one has
You
glasses.
can't double sexy glass. Oh, one has glasses and one doesn't.
But
Yeah.
Jonathan Bailey, like in the real world, I think
The real world.
he's better.
He's a prototype. You're saying he's a Hollywood prototype.
Yeah, and the other
you guys
one
are
is
carbon
is a
copy.
yeah, is a carbon.
Yeah,
But that's the same guy twice. So
yeah. But Marshall Ali and Scarlett Johansson. Oh, that's Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
What a looker that one, huh?
Yeah.
What a-
I just
What'd you find on Letterboxd? Give me the
Wild.
funniest comment you've read in the fucking Letterboxd comments right now, Tommy Jeff, please.
I haven't read any of the comments.
Just scroll up.
Here is, I really don't care if this is nostalgia bait, fan service, whatever you want to call it. I will eat it up every single time.
That's it? That's how-
God forbid a girl loves her dinosaurs.
Oh,
What's wrong? Yeah, it's just like
okay,
I
I
just
love
say
it.
dinosaur movies.
Somebody else, this is for Dominion because I haven't gotten to Rebirth. And then this one says, this was my Infinity War.
oh,
And then someone else said, Tom Cruise would have used real dinosaurs.
that's the funny one.
Dude, could you imagine
And
if Tom Cruise was in a Christopher Nolan movie?
oh hell.
Ooh.
And Michael Bay producing for no
It'd
reason.
be the realest shit.
And then this one says, okay, based
be
on
like
the ending of
science.
the last one, this should be pretty fun, right? Dinos taking over the world, raptors massacring people in the streets of LA, pterodons attacking baseball games, T-Rex shows up at Coachella, stuff like that. Colin Trevorrow says, nah, it's actually about bugs causing crop shortages.
Thank you.
Look, I will eat up dinosaurs every time. The thing
Wait.
is
I had a funny meme that I saw. Did I send it to you guys?
a dinosaur meme.
It was about this movie specifically. It was Milo Thatch, and then also what's her name? It's like the sexy blonde also in Atlantis. And it was like, this is Jurassic Park in the nutshell. And someone was like sold.
Yeah.
I sent it to you guys.
Well, I'm like, I
not?
will accept any dinosaur movie, and I feel like there's opportunity for other dinosaur franchises. Just nobody's stepped up to the plate.
There is one coming out.
Jurassic Park just did it so right, though.
We
but is
saw
there-
a trailer
Yeah.
for Primitive Wars, and it's like Turok.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go see
and
that.
there's like feathered raptors. I'm like, what is this? Is this a video game? And it was a trailer that played before the movie.
You know what?
Yeah, there aren't any like dinosaur movies besides like
What's brilliant about Jurassic Park as well is that they did take liberties with the way that these dinosaurs were designed or looked. So much so that it's become the zeitgeist of what people imagine now when they think of a dinosaur.
yeah,
Wait,
which
do-
is wild.
Which
Wait,
is wild.
Do you
Yeah.
want to hear the new lore?
Yes.
So as science, we kind of talked about on the show, like there's the realistic Spinosaurus that's in this movie now.
Okay.
So if you remember the third movie, it was a they actually used fans will use the scientific name. They're like, oh, that's specimen, blah, blah, blah. From
Fucking
Jurassic
nerds.
Park. That's the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3. And then they're like, but why did he look like that when the Spinosaurus didn't actually look like that? And it's like, well, and just like in real life, science changes. they were, the whole lore behind Jurassic Park. They're using different DNA to make dinosaurs.
Yeah,
so
yeah, they're
there's
recreating the
They
dinosaurs.
mixed in like
Correct.
frog DNA and
So
stuff.
they're saying that Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 was technically the first mutant dinosaur we've seen.
Yeah,
Well, it checks out.
Yeah, and
Well,
I'm like,
also-
that's
yeah.
like fixing your own problem. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Honestly,
What about the Velociraptors though? Were
but
they
like
just saying
they're
that they don't-
using a fucking mosquito. Of course, they're
Yeah.
not gonna have feathers.
I think you're right because they've said like, oh yeah, well she's mixed with frog DNA. So
Yeah, that's I
Yeah.
think they did kind of even the Mr. DNA in that first movie that was saying that
Mr.
took-
DNA.
yeah that they took the blood from the mosquito and then they took some DNA from a modern amphibian
yeah.
and they merged it together in order to be able to kind of bring back the and the Michael Crichton novel kind of dives deeply into the gene splicing element of it as well. But
yeah, which
So-
is
I'm gonna whether you loved it or hated, I'm gonna go see it. But what you're
I
give us
enjoy
the 5-star system right now. Give us your
5-star.
letterbox review.
my
yeah.
letter.
Give us your letterbox review
make it funny.
and give me.
Damn, this is, like,
Well,
so
what's
much
the star rating first?
pressure. Star rating? I'll give it a 4. I'll give
A 4 out of 5 stars.
I'll say I was
On
gonna say
Letterboxd.
3.5. Well, Letterboxd they only do 4 stars, don't they?
They do 5.
They
no?
do 5. Okay,
So you're giving it a 4 out of 5.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Holy shit!
Okay.
So
Like,
Letterboxd gave
I
this
like-
movie a 2.9.
Oh,
Okay.
But that's an average.
It is an average.
but it's fun. You liked it. It was
And
fun.
Yeah, and maybe for me it was a nostalgia thing, but it was a nostalgia thing in the sense that it didn't feel like a cash grab. It was like its own story. And what I will say, what this movie did well, because the first half of the movie, everyone that in my little family that went to go see this, they're like, the first half of the movie is boring. That's what they said. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, they're just setting up story. Like it has to be kind of boring. What this movie does well is that there are little points that are an homage to the original movie, but they're different because what I'm happy what I can say about this movie, this really isn't a spoiler because based on what we saw in the trailers, it's not raptor heavy. So it's not like the same movie over and over and over again.
It's not the constant clicking saying, "Come here, Blue."
Yeah, exactly.
So you did see one.
Yeah, I saw the first one.
Oh,
That's
Of
it.
the
That's
all you
all.
need to
I
see.
saw the original trilogy,
Yeah.
and then I saw Jurassic World, and then I had no idea 2 more came out. Let alone, I'm not gonna lie, if we talked about this on the podcast about this 4th
You
one
weren't
coming
here.
out, I was not here.
no, but you were actually not here.
Yeah. We
Oh, that makes
we
so much
reacted
sense
to
on
the
why
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
That's like our only
Yeah.
trailer reaction we have, I think, was to the Jurassic Park. Only because we were fascinated by the fact that they decided to name a dinosaur the D-Rex.
D-Rex
Oh, and
Which
it is there.
was
Like on the chambered
What's
D-Rex.
A dick?
No,
Oh.
but there was, according to IGN,
Disappointing.
there was supposed to be
Disappointed.
there was supposed to be a dinosaur mating scene they took out.
Wow, come on. Give us the fucking mating scene cut. What? There's a dinosaur sex scene that they cut out?
Yeah, the
Who reported
Oh.
this?
IGN.
I don't believe anything IGN says.
But there is a
But
release
there
the
is-
cut.
there is a
release-
scene where you're like, oh, this is the scene where it would have happened.
Oh, so you there would have been cute. This
You
is
you know
this
where the
is the
dinosaurs
scene-
were feeling like
Oh, they were. My dad's like, oh, look, they're kissing, and I'm like,
the
oh, this is
dinosaurs.
the scene where that thing was supposed to happen.
where the dinosaurs are kissing.
Dinosaurs are kissing.
Okay, remember? Okay,
So you
This
were
movie
saying
sounds so gay.
there could have been a dinosaur
love it.
fuck scene that
I
got
love it.
stolen from us.
okay. Do you remember Land Before Time?
Whoa, well, there's no.
What?
Come on, don't.
No. I'm
Don't-
just saying that, like how they like hug
oh,
each other.
like
it's that.
head
like-
butting,
It's like head
head,
hugging.
it
kissing.
head,
Yeah, like cats do.
like Lion King.
It's in the trailer. Yeah,
Lion King when they had
Once more,
sure.
we
oh
were
yeah, yes,
robbed.
yes.
and then it was like next scene.
And then they're like rolling
They
in
had
the
a
grass.
baby.
They're like, wait, hold on.
They had a baby. Yeah.
We were robbed of a dinosaur sex scene, is what you're saying.
According to IGN.
What?
According to David Coop specifically, a dinosaur sex scene was left on the cutting room floor
Okay.
They
of the latest chapter of
The
the
director.
Blockbuster franchise. He is the writer.
they
Oh,
like
yeah.
fully
So
animated.
David
it.
Coop,
They're also still
Fully-
crediting Michael Crichton, by the way, as a writer to the film.
wow.
But like
Okay.
what I'm saying is that they Foley, like you know how much money that is? They
No,
get
they-
Foley.
But he's the writer. So
I
they're
don't
saying
know.
They just
I don't know if
didn't
they
film it.
filmed it, but it was
In the original
originally
script.
written in the script and was cut from the script.
Oh.
Okay, this is how it plays out. I imagine. there's a
Oh.
scene-
Wait,
Tell me
no.
your fanfic
Let me-
about
wait, wait, wait.
do you want to
dinosaurs.
do you want to hold a,
please.
do you want to hold a nutsack while you talk?
Okay,
about
next
this?
topic.
Look, this is the sexiest episode we've done so far.
I don't know,
Man,
sexy. Is
So
the right
Scarlett
word.
Johansson starts making out with
something. It's
both
something.
the sexy glasses guys. All right, what's the Zendaya
Well,
movie with the tennis
Challenger.
So it's like a Scarlett Johansson Challengers-esque scene.
It's like it's me or the dinosaur.
and then the dinosaurs start watching and they get turned on.
I can't be on the show anymore. But is John?
I don't know if I can be on this anymore.
Who's the
either.
love interest with ScarJo?
It's both. It's Jonathan
It's both?
Bailey
No.
and
No.
Rupert Friend in a Challengers moment
No.
with Scarlett Johansson. The dinosaurs are watching. They get turned on. They have sex. The dinosaurs have sex. We all go home happy. Bam! Jurassic World Rebirth.
Tell me the truth.
No.
Who is the romantic? No romantic.
No.
Oh,
No romance.
I had talked about. I was going to talk about
there's, like,
Squid Games.
hinting.
but
Hints.
Adrian left.
2025. I need more
dinosaur
than
penetration.
no.
and just like that,
No.
we've been thrown through a brick wall into the next segment.
Well,
Damn.
times.
Wait,
Pablo
we're not
chooses when we do
journalists,
that.
but we keep our ears to the nerdy streets. Sometimes we read articles, sometimes we read headlines. Most of the times, we're just scrolling our social media feed. This is news and stuff.
I actually have something
Some news?
from news from
Oh.
the movie.
Did you have?
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry, this is like
breaking!
unrelated.
There should have been a
Breaking.
dinosaur sex scene.
No,
All
We
right.
didn't derail the.
but we
Braille.
did D-Rex.
All right. What? Whoa!
There's
now you're
nothing-
getting it.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was
Welcome
right
aboard,
there.
Ty.
It's
Boom.
kind,
We
it's
got
kind
it.
of it's fun. It's just fun when you lean into it.
Yeah. What
All
was
right.
the
What
news?
was it?
Well, I was gonna say I got some merch, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, yo.
well,
was
for
it
me-
this,
My
was it
nephew
this?
did.
Was
My
it a
nephew did.
popcorn bucket?
It
We
was
didn't start
2
with
popcorn buckets.
We
No
started with that.
way.
That's exactly. Yeah.
Well, because that's what we're gonna start. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Yes.
I looked up, in this being the month of summer blockbusters, is the first of big franchises this summer.
Mhm.
There are a lot of popcorn buckets that are floating around. You went to the Regal, so I'm going to say you likely saw this popcorn bucket. Was that available at the Regal?
It
tonight?
was, and
Oh.
it was available for purchase online, which already sold out, and you can pre-order now online. But I got mine in the theater.
Is
And
that
how
an
much?
incubator?
So
The Inca-ussy?
So it's an incubator. So if you through the picture, you put your popcorn in. The thing on the side with the
It's
straw
for-
is a cup that
it's
can
for your cup,
attach.
yeah.
This is what's stupid though. I'm going to complain. It only comes with a small popcorn. It does not come with a drink. So I had to buy that separately.
how much was
Oh.
the
Wow.
popcorn bucket with the popcorn?
Online, it was $55.99 or $54.99
What the
because it lights up.
for popcorn?
Lights
Dude,
bucket?
but
up.
because you're incubating a baby dinosaur
Right
in
there.
there.
Can you see it?
Nobody better
Come
be
on, look
lighting
at
that
that.
up in the movie.
Yeah, why not?
I
No.
mean, well, yeah, because it's rude.
How did-
It'd be
okay,
like the
wait,
You
equivalent
watch
of-
lightsaber. You watch Star Wars with lightsabers lit up.
How
I didn't.
how has like these
I
like
tell 'em
novelty popcorn buckets become so big?
Well,
like
hold on,
why
wait.
do I just not
We
understand?
keep interrupting
this?
Ty. Ty, how much was the popcorn bucket?
I think it was, like I said, I think it was $54.99. But there's another one that Regal exclusively had. I didn't know this until I went to the theater. It is a red popcorn bucket with the logo on one side, and then like the Mosasaurus, Spinosaurus, and I think like a Triceratops or the long neck.
And it's like an aluminum popcorn bucket.
No, it's plastic, but it's big. And it, my brother told me this. It came with I'm holding it up as if this isn't it. A Mosasaurus tumbler. It was a combo, and that also came with popcorn and a drink. Apparently, I don't know how much it was though.
I'll tell you what I hate that they do is like you buy the bucket and they just give you like a popcorn and they don't put it in the bucket for you. They give it to you still wrapped because they assume you still wanted it. I'm like, no, put that shit in. Put it in the fucking bucket. I'm
I
trying
don't
to-
want it in the bucket.
No,
yeah,
you're
you don't want
collecting
to.
it?
And
I don't
also,
want
you
grease. I'll do that at home where I can easily wash it when I once I'm done with it. Otherwise, I'm walking around with grease in a bucket.
Also, you're gonna get significantly less popcorn.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
how are you supposed to have sex with the DiNC?
No.
If you're
No.
if it's
Not greasing it
buttered?
Wait, Diddy.
Diddy, why are you so ashamed?
Why are you hiding from the camera?
That's so stupid.
with the butt
You said
wrestling
it.
hat.
You said grease it up.
I
We have that on-
know. We have it on what?
This is we're gonna
Cut.
rename, we got to rename this episode to the sexiest episode we've ever done.
No.
But yeah, AMC had the dinosaur footprint bucket. I don't know if you saw that.
All right, I all these buckets. So this is the conversation at hand. All right, so this is the popcorn bucket for Jurassic World.
Yeah, it
okay?
lights up.
The
It
other
holds popcorn, has a drink holder.
has it, which is killer.
I was gonna bring it, but my brother took it home for me. I was walking
There
around.
is a Galactus popcorn bucket that apparently AMC's selling that has the light up eyes that is Galactus's head, which is also a bit of a spoiler for Fantastic Four. I was like, okay, Galactus is here.
yeah.
But apparently this popcorn bucket is going to cost $80.
I don't want it.
Eh.
I don't know. Look at it. Do you see it?
Pablo just wants to get some big head.
Do you want that?
I
Say
mean,
that into the. Why are you stepping off the microphone?
I was leaning over to Tommy Jeff.
That's a good one.
Do you just want big head?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This is
What's
crazy.
better than having sex with the DiNC is having sex with the huge Galactus head popcorn bucket. Duh.
Oh my god.
Nothing could beat the DiNC.
Yeah.
The spikes keeps it interesting.
No, look, this is because
Kinky.
look, this
So
is
sorry.
this is crazy. I don't know if this one's real or not. I've seen a lot of the Superman popcorn buckets, but that's the next movie to come out. Is this the Superman?
Stop.
Well, they know what they're doing if that's real.
I want to say this is real.
The popcorn bucket stays on. during sex.
That has. Is it?
Is it wearable?
No, it's for popcorn, dude.
But there's two holes. Like for your legs.
It's not to put it on.
I have to leave.
It looks like plastic underwear. It's like the chalice.
I don't think this is the real popcorn
No,
bucket.
it's not. I've never seen
There's
that.
no way.
There is a really cute one with like Crypto holding a popcorn.
Oh, come on. Don't.
You don't have a picture of that, do you? You just have
No,
this.
why would but so
No, because people are gonna make a nickname for it.
I bought the Ghostbusters popcorn bucket because it was a ghost trap
Oh,
I'm
nice.
sure you did.
that like had the popcorn was held in the little freaking thing that was like the light,
Mm.
and it was like an actual bucket. You didn't buy the incubator, but you bought the other one with the.
No, I bought the incubator.
Oh, you did buy the incubator.
My nephew bought both.
You just did. You fucking got him.
Well, like my nephew.
Hook, line, and sinker.
My
They're
nephew's
like,
so
"This
good.
hurts."
He never wants anything. Like we were at Disney, we're like, "Do you want a souvenir?" He goes, "No, I'm okay."
Huh?
Like he never asked for anything, so he was like, "Oh, I really want that cup." And then I guess the guy told my brother and I were in separate lines. That's the one thing I don't like about Regal. Like their lines were very slow and like
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot of. There's so many people. and, like,
Also,
only
the
3
seats are
cashiers.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it
Tommy
was-
Jeff, can you look up how the profits are split amongst theaters and licensing the things for the popcorn buckets?
Yeah, I was
Amongst
just
theaters?
reading about the start of the popcorn bucket.
Well, the DiNC, I feel like the DiNC.
Well, so that brought up
was-
the current rise
yes,
in it. Yes.
that brought up the like
But
that.
popcorn
But what's
buckets-
made it interesting is like directors of the directors of the films are now having a say in it. Like James Cameron and all of that has a say for the one coming out with
Yeah.
Avatar.
But did they get
but
the
they
joke?
started in like,
They must.
They knew about
Hopefully.
the DiNC. The DiNC was.
but it started in like the 1980s with AMC and the tins.
Yeah.
Because they had
Yeah.
the tins.
Yeah,
and
we
like
would.
that's the thing. But like Dune really did revitalize it.
Mhm.
And it was just like, what the? And like I still just don't like it's hilarious, but I don't get it.
Well, is so. I'm assuming so. Since the directors and the studio obviously are going to take a cut because they're licensing to theaters, is that helping movie theaters? You think?
So
in
AMC was all for this, and I guess AMC spearheaded it with the Dune to coincide with it to try to bring everybody back to theaters from COVID.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
well-
it seems to be working.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Ty just probably spent $100 freaking $20 on it.
No,
right?
my brother did. I didn't.
All right.
I bought myself one incubator.
I'm no shame in your nerd game, sir.
I bought. You know what I did buy though?
I spent money on stupider shit.
Well, the stupid thing I didn't get to show on the podcast last week was in my backpack. I bought the How to Train Your Dragon Stein.
The Stein?
Stein.
Oh, the
It's like a Viking mug. Yeah, Stein.
That's cool because
So-
I would buy that. I
yeah,
feel like
I can use that.
yeah,
I'm
like
using that at home.
to drink
What
beer.
I am
Yeah.
gathering is for profits of licensed buckets, the theaters will pay between 10 to 14% to the studio.
Mm.
They will pocket the remaining 86 to 90%.
so it is helping
Mm.
theater chains and
Because
theater-
because popcorn
But-
buckets is going to fall under the concessions category.
but also, I mean, like, there's only big theaters that are getting the license. It's not like the Frida Cinema in Santa Ana's getting a exclusive Jurassic World popcorn bucket.
No, but like Cinemark's starting to get more stuff. I've noticed.
Cinemark's great. They're
Yeah.
they're pretty big. So there's like what? There's Cinemark, AMC, there's Regal,
I can tell you.
and that's kind of the big.
Frida could make their own sort of like Rocky Horror.
Well,
Let's
no,
see.
Disney owns that.
Well, they could do something.
You're not so.
AMC, Regal, and
They sell
Cinemark are the
pins.
3 globally largest ones.
Theater chains, right?
And then Cineworld owns Regal.
But Frida sells pins.
And AMC is
Yeah.
the largest globally.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think Frida sells anything. I think Frida is
Oh,
a
they have artists
nonprofit.
there.
They have artists and
They have
people
artists that
invite
sell stuff
during
there.
screenings, and artists sell their art.
There are.
Because Frida is a nonprofit and they do screenings and they're an art house.
I
sort of
love that.
cinema.
I love that cinema.
So yeah, it's a good one.
I think we should all donate to them so they can get comfier chairs. So
But-
I'd go there more
To
and
which
not
theater?
hurt.
The Frida,
Frida
Cinema in
Cinema
Santa Ana.
in
Shout out
Santa
to them.
Ana.
You can buy like packages from them. You can be like this is once more they are a nonprofit. You can do like the director, the producer package where you can get unlimited monthly views of their screenings and stuff. And they screen like older films and then newer films and foreign films and things of that nature. They're the film lovers.
Yeah. When I
Kinda
had
thing.
Movie Pass, I took advantage of Frida Cinema, but I always donated because honestly, I would be going to the movie before they regulated Movie Pass. I was going to the movies like 3 times a day.
Well,
I feel like I put them out of business, but I haven't watched a
Sorry, y'all.
documentary
there's a documentary on it
on the Movie Pass. Yeah.
Did we talk about that on the show? It all
I feel like
blends.
we have.
Oh, anyways. Yeah, I don't
don't
know. So no on the $80 Galactus head.
No, I'm good. I'm looking. I did see AMC.
Yo,
Also,
I'm gonna do it.
AMC has the Jaws popcorn bucket still available.
Oh,
I really want that.
and the
Galactus
Megan
head, dude.
and the Megan.
You don't
you
think-
want that?
You don't look at this fucking Galactus head.
His eyes glow.
It's glorious. A limited edition Fantastic Four First Steps Galactus LED popcorn bucket is a massive collectible, glowing bright with cosmic LED eyes, featuring Galactus in epic detail. It's
Yeah.
perfect for the Marvel fan. It's perfect for Marvel fans. Light up movie nights and devour snacks like a world eater. Look at that.
Wow. Like a
Fucking
world eater.
who wrote that copy?
Dang.
Give them a raise unless it was AI.
Well, Pablo, I have a question for
Could
you.
be.
Yeah.
What Superman popcorn bucket are you getting?
The trunks. Duh.
Okay, if that's not
Uh,
a
The
real
trunks
option.
are real.
Diddy, you're gonna be happy about this one. The Akira movie. Well, this is the one with Sad Taika on it. There's a better one that I had that was an actual
That is hilarious.
headline on it. But apparently the rights to Akira have reverted from Warner Brothers. That Warner Brothers let them lapse, and they reverted back to their publisher.
Yeah.
This
Oops.
is from Deadline. The possibility of a live-action Akira take on the 1988 anime movie from Warner Brothers is no longer, as Deadline has confirmed that the rights have lapsed, now reverting to the manga publisher Kodansha. The movie directed by there's an animated film from this, by the way. And
Glorious.
which is fantastic. I'm not like the biggest anime person, but it's just a good film, and it's definitely one of the best anime films ever made, I would say.
Yeah.
But it follows a teenage biker gang member who turned into a rampaging psychic psychopath after a secret military project endangers Neo Tokyo. And he basically learns that his telekinetic abilities, which are dangerous to the world, and then his best friend is the only guy who can stop him. But yeah, this is crazy, but because we were just talking about apparently Taika Waititi was signed up or queued up for Warner Brothers. So there you go. It's not fucking happening. Take that, Taika.
That's fine. I just also am sometimes a fan of just leaving it alone. So I like the idea of leaving it alone.
I think it's long overdue I would love a live action, but
if they did it,
maybe
right.
it's better that it's not from Warner Brothers, and Kodansha now has more say so in their original characters, and maybe has the ability to give us something better than Warner Brothers ever would have imagined, because they're Warner Brothers and they tend to be a little clearly
I think
deaf.
Taika would have done a good job back when he was like a nerd. Now he's like a playboy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't think that I think that he sold out, quite frankly.
Well, when I give a different filmmaker the opportunity to do something original and give us a pretty interesting take, once more, the original publisher now has the ability to option it out to, who's to say that like Universal, like they don't option out to Universal or whatever it may be. It just has now lapsed from Warner Brothers to where they now, the original creators or whoever's running the company of Kodansha now has the opportunity, I guess.
I think that is a movie that could be fun to be remade into live action.
Did you guys see the Ghost in the Shell live action?
Scarlett Johansson.
Did you see that?
The hate crime?
It was with Scarlett Johansson. I get why people didn't like that movie, but I didn't hate that movie.
I never watched it.
But I'm trying to think what was the company that actually allowed this movie to happen as well?
That's the question.
Yeah, let's see. No, there's the 1995. It was a 2017 Ghost in the Shell film. A lot of
There's like a minute where they're casting Scarlett Johansson to play like Asian roles. They're like, there's like a minute, for her.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Who is this movie produced by? Dang it, Tommy Jeff. Why is it?
What movie?
Ghost in the Shell 2017. Can you tell me?
Directed by Rupert Sanders.
No, who produced? Like, was it like a Warner Brothers or Universal? Was it one of these? What was the studio? Paramount Pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Paramount ended up doing that one. Did the movie do well? It grossed 169 million worldwide with a budget of 110 million. No, there's no sequel to this one. So it broke even, which is fine. I guess if you would say that's including marketing budget. I thought the movie was fine. I don't know. I'm very excited to see what's up next. You got Dubai chocolate over there? Where'd that come from? Is that? Oh, okay. Never mind. Brownies, anybody? Yeah.
Maybe after.
Cool.
Maybe in a minute.
Anything else here before we move on? All right. Next thing. Apparently the Street Fighter. Okay. Oh, we're just talking all movies actually. Disney Pixar's Elio.
Elio.
Is it Elio?
It's Elio.
Okay. Elio dropped this last week. Disney was kind of fucking bitchy about it. They were little bitches. They were like, "Oh, you guys want original content, but nobody shows up to see."
Yeah, but they didn't even market for this movie.
And that's the interesting part about that was this movie is like it does seem like a weird fucking Disney smokescreen.
It is. It's to be like, look, you guys don't even want this. And then it's like they have it bomb on purpose so that they can just go back to making sequels and sequels and sequels and remakes and live actions.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It's like they did not advertise for this film at all. Elio marketing budget. I guess we should have looked this up in advance.
They've been doing this though. They did this to Atlantis. Actually, they did this to Treasure Planet. They just didn't market for it at all. And when it came out, they were like, see, no one wants 2D animation. They want like
Pixar stuff.
Pixar. They want to be on that Pixar shit. So like this is our reason to move forward because these two movies like bombed. But really, those are two of the best 2D movies that they ever did.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, they Disney very much, if they don't want something to be a hit, this is what
Dude, they control it.
Yeah,
they
it's
control
orchestrated.
their narrative, right?
Yeah.
I feel
So
like
fucking well.
Yeah.
But they own a lot of news media that also allows them to do that.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a huge freaking thing, and this is a problem that I feel like we need to recognize is Disney is 100% controlling the narrative around what movies are successful and not successful. So much so, like I feel like the Goofy movie documentary that they produced, of all things, ironically enough, almost exposed them for that, right?
Mhm.
Like that was the thing. It was like, oh, and it's so much they didn't even realize. They didn't realize until D23 in Anaheim, like freaking years later, like 2 decades or 3 decades later,
Yeah.
that the movie had such an insane cult following.
Yeah.
And you know, and that even exposed some of the bad decision making that the higher ups made, firing some of the heads of their department.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
go ahead.
no, I was just say, yeah. I mean, that was just like back in the day when that led to the creation of DreamWorks and a lot of their competitors because they let go of those people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then DreamWorks also lead to the creation of Skydance or whatever as well.
Mhm.
It's like all those sort of things. It's like once you just like fucking you live long enough to become the villain.
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And this meme kind of perfectly encapsulates that they made sure that Elio is not marketed. I haven't seen it because I'm waiting to go see it with my kids. And I will take them to go
And
see
I'm sure
it.
it's great.
My nephew enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it with him, but he went with his friends and he said he liked it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it. I am gonna support it. I don't think that people should judge movies based on whatever their box office numbers are, because once more, hey, did you guys like know that apparently no Wes Anderson film has ever been profitable or successful?
Yeah. I did know that.
And then I don't know I think Matt Damon talked about also how revenue streams have been removed from studios because of streaming. Like at some points, like there were so many great films that came out that didn't perform super well in the box office, but performed really well when it came to home video, DVD, and like eventually Blu-ray sales. And tangible media is not really as big of a thing to where that revenue stream has then now been removed because of streamers. And now because everybody has their own streaming service, and since everybody has their own streaming service, of course, then that's your revenue, which is a significantly cheaper kind of form of revenue. But like Hocus Pocus, I feel like was one of those movies, did perform super well at the box office, had that cult hit, a Goofy movie. There's a bunch of films that kind of fit that description as well.
Yeah.
And Elio is going to be marked as a film that didn't perform well, but I haven't seen it. I hope it's good, but I don't know. Those movies usually tend to be pretty cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine, right?
I'm
And
sure
the
it's
premise seems really cute.
good. Yeah.
It's like a little bit of an outcast individual, like, you know, finds
Finds a friend.
in an unlikely situation or place.
Two
Right.
misfits finding friendship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
that's a good story. At the core, if that's what it is, then I'm for it. Anybody seen Elio?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna.
You missed the Squid Games talk, Adrian.
No.
You walked away for that.
No, he
That was
didn't.
you missed your cue.
And we talked about anime.
Dude,
And
he
we
was like,
talked about
no.
He did not.
And we talked anime. Okay, final bit of news. So one of the biggest stories that come out this week is David. Oh no, I'm sorry. There's two stories, but let's go into Street Fighter. David Dashram. How do I pronounce his last name? Look,
I always don't
David
know
D.
David D.
Old David Dashmashlin. Dashmashlin landed the role of the villain in the new legendary Street Fighter film. Apparently, initially the front runner was Walter Goggins, and talks apparently fell through.
If they weren't going to listen to my Pedro Pascal note, then this is a good second option. I'm sure he's gonna be amazing. He's so good at being a bad guy.
Well, you're gonna love some of these casting options in general. But we haven't really talked about this because Ty we were throwing stuff. I threw stuff in the notes, But right now, what tends to be the case is that a lot of the casting is merely speculation. And people have been cast, and people are kind of already like rumoring to be of what if something's, who somebody has been cast as. For example, Roman Reigns, Joe Anoa'i, WWE wrestler from the famous Anoa'i family. He's like The Rock's cousin. He's probably the next guy to be queued up in the pro wrestling world as a major Hollywood star or action star. Was cast in the Street Fighter movie, and everybody instantly assumes that he was cast as Akuma because they're like, hey, he'd be the perfect Akuma. I don't know if I need to nerd explain Street Fighters, but it was an arcade game in the 90s that then eventually created a pretty expansive lineup of characters.
Orville Peck, Vega.
So apparently Orville Peck has been cast as Vega.
Bro, what do you mean? That's so sick.
50 Cent has been cast as Balrog. Fun fact. So in the original Street Fighter, the non-American version, M. Bison's character was actually named Balrog. And Balrog is M. Bison because he is a play on Mike Tyson. So they called him M. Bison. But when they switched over the game into the US, they couldn't call him M. Bison because it was too close of a look and name to where they potentially could have gotten sued. So they switched Balrog and M. Bison. So the American version of Street Fighter, we know him as M. Bison, but his original Japanese name is actually Balrog.
Not know this.
Yeah, look at that. Nerdy shit. We're learning. There you go. Oh, that's the other twinkle. Andrew Schultz, podcaster. Andrew Schultz has been cast. Some people are speculating that he was cast as Dan. There's apparently rumors around that Cody Rhodes, son of Dusty Rhodes,
damn, bro, this movie's stacked.
Is in talks to play Guile.
That's so funny.
2 on the nose, I think,
So
but good for him. But once more, aside from David D as M. Bison, and I think 50 Cent as Balrog, and Orville Peck as Vega, everybody else is solely rumored because Jason Momoa is also in the movie.
Wait, is Orville Peck rumored or not?
Orville Peck is cast.
Yeah, he's confirmed.
On
Confirmed
IMDb,
in it.
says confirmed as Vega, right?
Love that for him.
I love that for him too because Orville Peck is super fucking talented. And playing a famously masked character.
Right.
Yes.
It's too good.
It
too
seems
good.
pretty on the nose. So we've had
Need him
the
to drop the claw.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
had the discussion about how the original Street Fighters was the original Street Fighter film with Raul Julia and Jean-Claude Van Damme was like one of the biggest cocaine excursions that Hollywood has ever had.
Yeah.
And I want to say that they're sticking true to the to the original film, although they're rebooting it.
They're like,
Yeah.
give them enough. We don't need to pay for stunt doubles.
There's a possibility that there may be
They're
a
having
lot of
fun.
cocaine on this set.
They're probably having fun.
So I would say they're looking to surpass the original budget. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a crazy freaking cast.
Yeah.
Are you in? You're in on this?
Yes. 100%.
Oh, Kalina Liang has been officially, I think, announced as Chung-Li. That was the other
Oh, dude,
Which-
the cast is stacked
showing.
in like a good way. That's not just
they're just
the
like,
same
cha-ching.
people that we keep seeing in all these like movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the cast looks cool. I want to
I'm
say
into
they're
it.
taking a little cue from the
So very
Mortal Kombat. I'm jury's still out on that Mortal Kombat franchise. I'd say I'll go see a second movie to decide how much I love that new franchise.
I feel like they've just taken too long at this point.
Apparently, it's testing well.
Is it? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, because what's his name got casted as
Billy Butcher,
Billy Butcher got casted as
Judge Dredd.
Yeah, Judge.
What's his
Dredd.
name? But yeah, apparently
Johnny.
there's a lot of
Johnny-
talk on this.
What's his name? The fighter. He's playing the Hollywood.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage, baby.
Yes, he has been cast as Johnny Cage. Oh, all right. Last bit of news. Just go ahead, Diddy. All right. So,
Avery wants to talk about it.
well, hold on. Last bit of news is there was a I guess an Instagram post from Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Oh.
So the South Park premiere has
Merger.
gotten delayed due to the Skydance Paramount merger. and the Paramount Skydance merger, and causing the release of some of these. So South Park, I don't know if you've ever seen. There's a documentary called, is it 1 Week Till Air? Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
1 Week Till Air. The way that Matt Stone and Trey Parker, in order to keep South Park as relevant, they write stuff pretty on the fly to make sure that it's hitting at the right points, because they make so much friggin' satire like behind South Park and what's happening in the moment, which they've kept to it. They did like a pandemic episode, an Ozempic episode.
God, yeah.
Like they did all the things, but they posted in response to the press release from Comedy Central about the change in premiere date for South Park. Trey Parker and Matt Stone said this merger is a shit show and it's fucking up South Park. We are at the studio working on new episodes, and we hope the fans get to see them somehow. I want to say there's probably more than the press release is letting on to, if they were to release anything like that. Firstly, I love Matt Stone and Trey Parker. I can't say I've watched South Park up until this point, because at this point it is like The Simpsons. Like it's just like been going on for so long, which is great. And I will tune into random episodes here and there because I'm so familiar with the characters. But I want to say this is kind of a bit of a flag in the sense of there's a little bit more than maybe meets the eye into what's happening with the Paramount Skydance merger. And is this going to be HBO and friggin' Discovery all over again?
Because was it? Oh yeah, because because the pandemic episode was on HBO,
Paramount Plus.
No, but before that, it was on
Paramount. So South Park has been, as far as streamers go, if you want to see the latest episodes of South Park,
always been Paramount.
It's been Paramount Plus. Yeah, so it's 27 seasons, and apparently it's been delayed because there's a streaming rights battle between the creators and the channel's parent company, Paramount Global. Trey Parker and Matt Stone are not, they're basically not taking that delay laying down. They basically talked about they've had enough of this shit show. And they've released it kind of on their official X profile. And the press release in question is the one announcing basically that South Park is coming. Hold on. South Park's new season comes amid a fight over the hit animated series streaming rights. Yeah, so who knows who is exactly having issues here, but I'm assuming maybe Matt Stone and Trey Parker don't necessarily want it to stream on Paramount. But apparently, through their attorney, they threatened legal action against Paramount, accusing the company's incoming president, Jeff Shell, of meddling in their contract negotiations with Warner Brothers Discovery and Netflix. So that's what it is. Is it looks like they're trying to get South Park streamed on other platforms, but obviously, once more, the streamers are dictating what's happening in Hollywood. And this has been the kind of like ongoing narrative with most studios right now, is that Hollywood is suffering, but Hollywood is suffering because everybody wants exclusive streaming for IPs that don't even really belong to them, but have been on their network for X amount of time, whatever it may be. Paramount currently has 2 years left on its $900 million deal for South Park's digital rights. South Park streams on Paramount Plus, and Parker and Stone believe that Shell is willing to tank bids from Warner Brothers Discovery, Netflix, to keep it that way, basically. So they're like, hey, we could be making more money. What a good problem to have.
What a good problem to have.
Good for you, Matt Stone and Trey Parker. From freaking tripping acid at the freaking Oscars and coming out of your limousine in women's dresses to now legally battling Skydance and freaking Paramount Plus for more than $900 million. But how long is that for, I wonder? Anyways. South Park fans, did he? No?
I don't know. I'm not a fan
Of South Park anymore or ever? I mean, South Park was for a minute like everywhere.
I'm sure I'm a fan. I'm sure it's great. I just personally, like, when I watched it, it was a bad introduction to it, and I have like a negative connotation because of that.
What was your introduction?
It was a bad introduction But I just don't like it. I never connected. I never liked it really. Oh yeah, but I'm sure it's very funny.
All right.
Look, South Park's got Mr. Hanky and Towley,
Yeah,
and I don't know what more you need out of a show.
two of the best characters ever created.
100%.
Period.
Gotta watch the Amazon episode.
Of South Park.
Remember that?
No.
Where this was like right when the Amazon boom was happening, and then there was like that theory
During the
that
pandemic,
No.
or when Amazon first,
like came out, and they all had this theory
or
because
when Amazon became like a more of a public sort of thing.
yeah, exactly. And then I forgot which character, but like their parents were like role playing in the bedroom of being like a delivery person, and the kid saw, so he drew this picture of a UPS man being familiar with his mom, so like, it's spread around town like the Amazon guy's fucking our wives, and and then they're like, "What do you mean?" Like, "Oh, your wife will say something like, oh, I don't even remember what I ordered," and like that's why there's so many Amazon packages, and all the men in the town gather around. They're like, "We got to put a stop to this." And then there's like even like a Jaws reference, like, "Hey, what you got to do is this." So their solution, which made it funny for me and my brother, is that all the men go on Amazon and order a Bane mask, and they're talking like Tom Hardy's Bane, and they beat up the UPS driver.
Oh my gosh. Look, South Park has always, once more, I feel like been really clever in being contemporary and
We'll watch it
producing.
at dinner.
Yeah. So like once more, like they something can happen like right away, and they can instantly throw out some satire
Yeah.
because they're putting their stuff out and they have the system down to where if something happens at the beginning of the week, it'll be on the episode towards the end of the week.
Did you guys watch the movie though?
Yeah.
Remember the little French kid that's like,
Yeah. There
it's gonna take a bunch of butt for.
Yeah.
And they're like,
he has
what's a
cursed
butt?
me, God.
No, they go, what's a butt for? He goes, for pooping silly. That's the best thing they've ever done.
That was a really good musical. And that's the other thing is we can't deny. I mean, Matt Stone and Trey Parker
No, they're great writers. I'm just-
also brought us Team America World Police, lest we forget.
Mhm.
And
Oh my
apparently they
God.
also have a deep fake production company to where they're going to play all the roles in a film and do South Park-esque parody by deep faking celebrities and calling it satire. I like them. I believe that I'm very sure that all these mergers are a shit show. And once more, I mean, we saw how stupidly it played out with Discovery and freaking Warner Brothers. And so much so that they're like, you know what, this isn't working out. We're going to separate again. And somehow those fucking people are wasting a shitload of money that could be going to productions. But those CEOs, they're not taking a pay cut. Hollywood's suffering, but
Yep.
we're not taking this pay cut.
Murders?
Yeah,
Actual?
mergers,
Oh, never mind.
possible murders. I don't know. You saw the studio.
This isn't Boeing.
Yeah.
You saw the studio.
I did.
All right, cool. Moving on.
Yeah.
Today's haul.
We went to comic shops. Did you go to comic shop today, Ty?
I had no time.
All right.
unfortunately.
It's fine. You went to go see Jurassic Park.
I did.
That's a pretty massive contribution. I got a few
My
things.
haul was the popcorn bucket,
Mhm.
I'll tell you, this was my
Which you
big-
didn't bring.
which I didn't bring.
Why didn't you bring the popcorn bucket?
I didn't want to carry it.
I get it.
Giant generator. I
Deadly
have
class.
Dude, I have a Black Science one like this, but this is like an oversized art edition of the comic. But
That's
this
cool.
is issues 1 and 2. And you know what's
I love
cool?
that they have a bag for it.
Mhm.
Shout out to Comics, Tunes, and Toys because Gil over there, initially I'm like, yeah, I want to order that thing because it's like $25. And he got it and had like a weird bent edge, and he's like, I can't sell you this with this bent edge like this. You're
Nice.
paying good money for it. So I had to reorder it. And the way that shops will like you have to like rip the front off and send it back to him or
Yeah.
whatever proof that you destroyed it. But this is an available thing. I have the Black Science one. I love Rick Remender. I love everything Giant Generator is doing. Giant Generator also did Grommets, which whenever I thought that trade was supposed to drop at the end of June, but I'm not sure if it even dropped. But when it does, we will be talking Grommets all over again.
Mhm.
But this is issues 1 and 2 of Deadly Class, which was a very short-lived sci-fi
Short-lived.
series as well. Rightfully so. although it was a very good show and with a lot of talented people in it, it was delicate subject matter at that particular point in time where they were like, maybe kid assassins aren't necessarily the thing that people want to watch on TV right now, like Squid Games. But that was like the thing. I'm just like, hey, like this is too depressing of subject matter to then bring into the current zeitgeist. But the book is brilliant, really beautifully drawn, beautifully written by Rick Remender and Wes Craig. Colors, ready? Lilo Ridge, our guy. Russ Wooten did letters and design. And no colors in this one because it's like a big art edition. So this is, I guess, like the size of the original art pages. So if you are a fan of some comics tend to do this giant comic book thing, and I couldn't resist this. So this was in my haul this week. But Deadly Class is one of those things that Image has, I think, is an Image #1, and it is available in trade paperback. And it's basically about a young orphan child who gets enlisted into, like, how about Harry Potter meets Battle Royale?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
is
I
the
would say
way I
that.
would describe it. It's like it's a lonely individual that somehow finds his community and his family through being recruited through a very elite school and discovering that he's extraordinary, but the extraordinary task that they're trained on instead of wizardry is to be like the deadliest assassins on the planet. And it's beautiful and really awesome. Definitely check out Deadly Class and check out that giant generator has these giant. I'm gonna pass this. I don't know if y'all want to
Yes, I do.
take a look at it.
You scared ballerina.
Did you put that there? We have another comic here that was like an Andrew Yang book.
No. Yes, the Purpose Project.
Yeah. What did you find anything on it? Did he wasn't able?
No, because we went live as I was reading.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Okay. So this, I guess, just I don't know who the publisher is.
AWA.
Okay. So the Purpose Project.
The new science fiction anthology series from AWA and Futurific Studios that explores the many possible futures that can come to pass as we try to make the right choices in imperfect realities.
Yeah. So apparently, so this is written by Danny Hogan, artist Felipe Cunha, in collaboration with Futurific. And this is from AWA Studios' website. It says, welcome to Protopias, the new science fiction anthology series from Futuristic Studios. PBS is a brief history of the future, and AWA that explores the many possibilities of future that could come to pass if we tried to make the right choices in imperfect realities. It does have a forward by Andrew Yang, politician, former presidential candidate. What else is in? Is he a senator? Am I crazy? I try to pay attention to like the.
Yeah, but he was a
He's
mayor.
a business attorney.
Yeah.
I try to keep it like
He's
a
a
close eye
mayoral
on my
candidate.
local candidates and whatnot. But I mean, Andrew Yang.
I do want to see the inside.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool. You can even see like the front cover kind of has a little graph about unemployment rates. Let's read a little bit of the Andrew Yang forward. Imagine a world where the financial security is no longer the daily struggle that defines so many of our lives, where universal basic income isn't just a theoretic policy, but a lived reality. What happens next? What do people do when they are finally free from the fear of making ends meet? Fuck. What do people do when they're finally free of the fear of making ends meet? Like if you no longer have to pay to live, what do you do?
Travel.
Mm-hmm.
Watch TV, movies, read.
That's where the Purpose Project begins, a story that asks one of the most fundamental human questions: what is my purpose? Pretty interesting. There's a full forward that I'm not going to go through reading, to Andrew Yang, serial entrepreneur who's Democratic candidate for president in 2020, and founder of Humanity Forward and Venture for America. Pretty interesting. Once more, referring to AWA's website, the imaginative odd couple workplace comedy pairs an unambitious stoner with a salty soon-to-be retiree as part of a new government initiative dubbed the Purpose Project. Its goal is to help everyday citizens adjust to a world in which most jobs have been made obsolete and where people have the opportunity to find alternative sources of purpose beyond the traditional concepts of work.
What's that show that's out like now-ish in the last like few years? Maybe the same time Severance came out and still is going. That with Chris O'Dowd, where they like it's like a the butterfly is the
Butterfly effect? What?
No, it's something where they like find out their true purpose in life and they don't have to work anymore and they figure out what they are supposed to do to like bring them joy and happiness. It reminds me of that.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it, but the synopsis sounds similar.
Similar to that?
Chris O'Dowd. It's going on right now. I think it's on Ballerina. What do you guys got a cat party going on? Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called. Some
it's interesting.
Butterfly something.
I don't know.
Somebody.
Tommy Jeff? Tommy
Where's my
Jeff?
phone?
Sorry.
Is there another show that Diddy's referring to right now?
I'll
Is
look.
everything all right over there?
Yeah, the cats.
Oh, cats.
Did you-
We got
The
a
cats
cat.
attacked us.
The
I'm gonna
Purpose
look it up.
Project is $6.99, by the way. It is available at your local comic shop. It said in shops. Did I not go to the comic shop last week? Fuck, maybe I'm getting some stuff from last week, guys. So this
What
dropped
actor
on
did he?
June 25th, 2025.
Did he?
What?
What actor?
Chris O'Dowd. Hold on. Big Door Prize.
Big Door Prize.
It's like
What's it
Oh,
on?
that's on Apple TV
it's a,
Plus.
Yeah, it's a mysterious machine appears promising to reveal everyone's true potential, and they start changing their jobs to do like what their true purpose is, and they don't have to like worry about money or something. I haven't seen it, but it that
What if your
It's-
true purpose sucks?
It's not a bad show.
It's
You've
pretty
seen
good.
it?
Yeah, it's
You've seen it?
yes, I've seen it.
You've seen it?
Yeah, this is one of the shows that I saw. I enjoyed it because it is like this huge mystery and everything, and then it becomes like the center of everything within, and then it also creates turmoil of like who brought this machine.
Right. It's like a
Yeah.
mysterious.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's just when we were describing that, it sounded like that.
All right. Okay, this next one is from Charlemagne the God. This is a little hip hop Kickstarter collaboration. It's also from AWA Studios called Illuminati.
Ill.
Yes, thank you. Illuminati. By Brian Edwards Hill, Denise Cowan, and Bill Sienkiewicz. What?
What do you call me?
Yeah. Shit, what now? What's more, it did meet its backing, but in collaboration with Charlemagne the God, one of the most influential voices of hip hop and pop culture, AWA brings you a relentless supernatural thriller that tackles head on the most enduring urban legends, the Black Illuminati. Illuminati brings together some of the most prolific and award-winning creators in comics, including acclaimed writer Brian Edwards Hill, legendary artist Denise Cowan, and Eisner Hall of Fame artist Bill Sienkiewicz. Bill Sienkiewicz famously did that. If you saw Across the Spider-Verse or any of the Spider-Verse films, you would have seen a lot of Sienkiewicz influence, specifically in like the Kingpin design, I would say.
Oh yes. Okay.
Very Bill Sienkiewicz-esque. But the comic and the graphic novel merges the world of hip hop and comics in a pulse-pounding supernatural thriller with a passion for riveting storytelling that showcases authentic hip hop culture. Charlemagne and the AWA team worked to bring some of the greatest and most influential Black talents together to create an original story. We hope that you support and blah, blah. I'm sorry, I'm going through the Kickstarter campaign. You can find the Kickstarter. I'm trying to find the synopsis of the book, and I didn't do a very good job in finding it. Let's see. Well, nobody does that. Okay, let's see. I know this is a full-on interview, but I cannot find.
What
Is there a synopsis for the book?
What book is it?
It's called Illuminati by Charlemagne the God. Let's see. I mean, the book looks freaking cool, and there is a little nudity at the beginning. So, full frontal.
Full frontal.
And beautiful arts and color. but I don't know anything about the book. And let's see, this is press from AWA. Let's see, Charlemagne the God, comics in AWA. Let's see. Well, no, there's a lot of description on who Charlemagne the God is.
Let me see.
I will say the books that you
All right, here
handed
we go.
me,
Sorry, I found it. Charlemagne the God presents a dark conspiracy tale that shines a light onto the most enduring conspiracy of our day. Lily, an aspiring musician, comes to Los Angeles to bury her sister, Jackie, a rising pop star who died from a drug overdose. But Lily knows that there is more to Jackie's death than meets the eye, embarking on an investigation that takes her on a tour of the dark underbelly of the music industry. Lily uncovers centuries-old conspiracies that grants fame and fortune at a terrible price. The Illuminati are real, and Lily is about to learn that the world above is the same as the world below, and the power she needs to offset the gravitational pull just might come from the darkness she fears. So basically, it's about Diddy, not you, Diddy, as in Sean Combs Diddy. I would say this is
Just call him Sean Combs. Now, I feel
basically.
like.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the good, the bad Diddy, not the good Diddy. So is what this is. Sean Combs. Yeah, this looks freaking crazy from AWA. Charlemagne the God presents this issue number 1. I don't know when it dropped, but it is $4.99. It either dropped last week or this week. It was in my poll because I tell them to give me all the new independent number 1s. And it looks bananas, and I'm definitely going to read it because we need to know what Diddy did. You did this one, Ty? Did you look up the is this a offshoot? Gehenna?
I was actually reading the book that you were just holding, more so than that one, and the Hyde Street one.
Okay,
So I didn't really look into that one. I'm so sorry.
No worries. Okay,
Went
so
live.
the Hyde Street did have a new little off spin
It did.
as well this week.
Oh, good.
Oh no, so Hyde Street is from Ghost Machine Studios. That is headed by Jeff Johns, is probably one of the bigger names on there.
Yeah.
As well as another coalition of creators. Definitely check out our interview with Jeff Johns and Danny Mickey on our website, where we on our Deeper Issues Nerdcast page on Instagram and YouTube, because they kind of tap into like the inspiration of like the Rod Sterling and Twilight Zone sort of inspiration. So Hyde Street is kind of a place where a lot of things happen, and there's a lot of cautionary tales in vein of a Rod Sterling book.
Right.
And this is one of the new chapters. So Hyde Street is like almost an anthology where they release all these number 1s. Diddy, you kind of read it and you said, what did it remind you of?
I said it looked like a mixture of like Heathers and like Jawbreaker, but mixed with like the Dark Horse universe of like Riverdale and like Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because very like occulty in it, and but like small town teenager drama vibes. So like it reminds me of all those Dark Horse comics of Archie and stuff. But then also in that same sense, like Heathers and Jawbreaker and stuff. It looks really good.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you get a synopsis, Ty?
Well, no, what I was going to say is that from the pages I skimmed through, it's very similar to the Illuminati one in the sense that they're both like speaking to the past, trying to get revenge or clarification.
Yeah.
Oh,
I get that too.
So it's kind of cool because like the little tagline for that book is "Be careful when your best friend dies. Be careful what you want to bring them back. Be careful what you wish for."
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Hyde Street number 1 dropped. It's a one shot. I would definitely recommend the Hyde Street comic book.
It's like a monkey paw situation.
Yeah, it is. Exactly.
Most of their anthology series is.
Yeah, if you like it is a monkey paw situation. Exactly right. And yeah, most of those anthologies are kind of those sort of books. But once more, like all you need to know is that there is a street called Hyde Street where weird things happen. It's like freaking Erie, Indiana, up in here. You don't really need to know much about exactly that there are Erie residents within Hyde Street, and they're once more monkey paw-esque cautionary tales. If you love Rod Sterling, if you like Twilight Zone, Night Gallery, what's the other show that he had that was I I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
What's Guillermo del Toro's one that's the Cabinets of Curiosity?
Cabinets of Curiosity. Yeah, so pretty cool.
But also Heathers
But Heathers.
and Riverdale.
There you go. And was that Sweet Sisters #1?
Sisterhood.
Sisterhood, sorry.
Sweet.
I don't know where that came from. Sisterhood #1. Then the other book that came out this week is Gehenna.
Yeah,
Gehenna?
Tommy Jeff has it pulled up.
Naked Aggression, issues 1 of 4. Tommy Jeff, you found out about this series?
Yeah.
From
I pulled
Image.
it up.
From Patrick Kindlon. And you go ahead and butcher these names for once.
Ah, man. All right. So the writer is Patrick Kindlon.
Oh, all right. Man,
Artist is Maurizio Rosenzweig.
Rosenweig?
I'm assuming it's German. Cover A is done by the same individual. Cover B is Anand Ramcharan. Cover C is Atsuji Yamamoto. And then cover D is going to be Maria Lovett. And then cover E is going to be Matteo Scarlera.
Yeah. Oh, I love Matteo Scalera. That's the artist for friggin' Black Science.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
So
If you look in the back, they have all the covers.
Yeah, it is a pretty cool book. Basically, there's a contract out on Gehenna, but she managed to stay alive long enough that the contract has been resold several times as consolidation debt between criminal organizations. Now she intends to put a stop to the chain of custody on that contract with a bullet. So I want to say kind of Kill Bill-esque vibes. Gives me a little Sin City sort of feel to it as well. With a flip through. There's some NSFW covers there in the back too. Right, Tommy Jeff?
Mhm.
Series, Tommy Jeff give you guys a series creator and everything. Brings you nonstop action inspired by such things. So if you were a fan of Gun Honey or Electra Assassins, if you were a fan of Atomic Blonde, once more, I think if you were a fan of Sin City, I said that, but you may definitely want to check out this mini series from Image Comics that just dropped today from Patrick Kindlon and Maurizio Rosenweig. Fuck, I don't know. It's at your local comic shop. You need no prior knowledge or insight to be able to read or enjoy that book. I got a cool IDW or ID Dark ash can.
Wow. Look at that.
That looks amazing because the thing that stands up, firstly, there's an Event Horizon comic book that apparently is going to drop. There is a Return to Sleepy Hollow, which is in the Sleepy Hollow Johnny Depp Sleepy Hollow kind of universe. And there's also a Twilight Zone comic. Last Twilight Zone comic was J. Michael Straczynski that I read. That is pretty cool.
Okay.
So that's some cool things there to come.
So cool.
Godzilla's Heist. Godzilla Heist, Dead Man's Chest. Godzilla Heist is great. If you're sleeping on Godzilla Heist,
It's so
Got the
good.
Inception cover.
It is so
Yeah.
good.
yeah, got the Inception.
Tommy
cover.
Jeff.
Once more, if you could predict.
Look, I feel like I'm hitting a brick wall right now, so I gotta make the comments.
Wow.
It's that time of the episode where Tommy Jeff gets a little.
Give us what's the code word today?
I have no idea.
All right.
Why is there got to be one every episode?
All right. Because there's like imagine like Ocean's 11 if Danny Oceans could
11.
predict where Godzilla's gonna attack and he can kind of go in and do the heist thing. Really cool. Also from David Boer. David Boer's writing another Ghostbusters book. He did the filler of like Ghostbusters Back in Town that takes place in between Ghostbusters Afterlife and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And now he's got another crack at Ghostbusters. This is Ghostbusters Dead Man's Chest, which is a really fun kind of, I guess.
Honestly, it looks like a good read.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Just looks fun.
dude's a Ghostbusters fan. This is I kind of like say like if you like the real Ghostbusters, this is the new version of those characters.
Real Ghostbusters.
The real Ghostbusters animated series called The Real Ghostbusters.
Oh, I
The Ghostbusters animated series, because there was already an animated series called Ghostbusters that like was ghost hunters that featured like a humanoid freaking anthropomorphic ape or whatever that predates the Ghostbusters films. So when Ghostbusters became a hit franchise, they had to make an animated series and they couldn't call it Ghostbusters. So they called it The Real Ghostbusters.
But the original cartoon was called just Ghostbusters.
There's a Ghostbusters cartoon, yeah, with a, like I said, anthropomorphic ape, and it was kind of Scooby-Doo-esque, Hanna-Barbera style animation.
Man, it blows my mind at how many different iterations and different things for the same thing is out there, but how wildly different they all are.
Yeah, I think originally they liked the title. So there are outtakes on the Ghostbusters DVD or Blu-ray
Oh my
that
God.
have their original, because when they filmed that commercial with Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd, and Bill Murray, there's a commercial where they go, they're like, yeah, that's it. Where they're like, do you hear strange noises in the middle of the night? Are you, some haunted by a spook or specter? Then call us, Ghostbusters. And they had to do that same scene with like different names, like Ghost Smashers, Ghost Catchers, and they like go through all the different versions of the name.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Ghostbusters being called anything else but Ghostbusters?
No, it's definitely Ghostbusters. Busting makes
Can
them
you
feel
put that
good.
into the busting does make them feel good. So then they had to name it the real Ghostbusters. But if you like the Ghostbusters animated series and the type of kooky adventures that they would go in there, Dark Horse is kind of doing that with the cast that you fell in love with from Ghostbusters Afterlife and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Hell yeah.
And this is a miniseries from David Boer, writer of Kanto, Specs. What else did Boer do? Did a bunch of great stuff. Really talented artist. Really nice guy. I just found out he also has a twin brother,
Oh.
which is crazy. Yeah.
Evil twin?
I don't know. Maybe David is the evil
Mm.
twin,
No, he's too much of a sweetheart.
Oh,
but maybe the other guy's nicer.
yeah.
Like Ned Flanders.
I don't know.
Or maybe they're just normal. I've been watching too many telenovelas.
Maybe
There's always an evil twin.
Fernando, tú, Maria, ¿por qué? Yeah. Yeah, who knows? David may be the. Anyways, this week, we are reading. So, Image Comics is one of the biggest creator-owned publishers out there. And man, when did this book come out? The original Birthright. Did this come out in 2016, 2015? Ty, do you know?
What?
Let me look
The
it up.
original Birthright?
The original Birthright. I'll look it up. I'm looking up something else.
Anyways, the original Birthright, I think, came out in 2016.
2014.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Announced July 14th, 2014. Released October 8th, 2014.
All right. So,
Oh.
okay. So it's 10 years old now. Wait, when was it
Wow.
released?
October 8th, 2014.
Wow.
So it's going on 11.
Yeah, it's going to go on 11 here. Image does this thing where they take some of their greatest hits and they create these dollar number one comics. And I love these because this is a perfect gateway. If you're not a comic book reader, you may really love, look, there's Power Ranger walking across them. You may really love like picking up some of these dollar Image books because you can kind of get a little taste of a number one issue of something, a non-superhero book most of the times, because Image kind of tends to delve into, they're like the third party, if you will.
Yeah.
If there's like AT&T and Verizon, I guess Image is T-Mobile, but they're also T-Mobile's now getting just as popular. They all got to be stopped. Anyways,
Gotta be stopped.
but Birthright is a really, really beautifully drawn and written book by Joshua Williamson and Andre Breeson. Basically, I guess, this was your first time reading it?
Yeah.
Ty, you've already read it?
So, yeah, you know what's funny about this book?
This is an older book, yeah.
Image a while ago did a thing for their 5-year anniversary, and they had the comics. So it looked.
I imagine 5 years ago they did that. So
What?
you said they did something for the Birthright 5-year anniversary?
No, 5-year Image Comics. They had for their 5-year like celebration of like certain books. They did Invincible, which is why I bought it.
Uh-huh.
Birthright, Clone or
Yeah,
Twin-
they did that 5 years ago.
Yeah,
All these books are 10 years old now.
yeah.
You're old, is what I'm telling
I am old.
you.
I am old.
I'm old. I'm older
Yeah.
than you. So
Yeah.
that sucks. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. It came with Birthright, and that was my first introduction to the book because it came with Birthright, Invincible, and a couple other books, and it came with a flash drive. It says Skybound. I'm sorry, it was for Skybound, not Image. It was for Skybound, not Image. I'm so sorry. But same.
Was Birthright a Skybound book?
I mean, they're both Image, so I guess. But Skybound put this out. It's like because I have a flash drive that says Skybound on it, but it had like
produced by Skybound and published by Image Comics.
Okay,
there you
so
go.
all right, so it is a
There you
Skybound book.
Because I was like, okay, cool. Like I never read this book, and it was a special edition. It was just like a virgin variant, but it had like anniversary on it. But I think this was in talks to being picked up,
So
and then it fell through.
It is currently still in a film adaptation in partnership with Universal Pictures.
How long ago was that?
2018, though.
Okay.
But it says that it's still
been a minute.
It says that it's still being developed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you read it, Tom and Jeff?
No, I have no idea what we're talking about.
The Birthright book.
Oh, wait, hold up. Yeah, this is the one I
I was like,
The
what
book
were you
that we're
reading?
talking
Yeah,
about
what
right
are you
now?
looking up?
I did read this
Yeah.
before the show.
Is everybody okay? What's going on over there, guys? What's
Nah,
happening on
bro.
the desk?
I have
Holy
the
shit.
cat.
They got hit with like a
Bro.
wave
Yeah,
of
you
some
guys-
sort
A
of.
fucking
Did
brick
y'all
wall
eat
some
from
sort of
Bad
gas
Apples.
before we started?
I don't
What's
know
going
what it
on?
is. Dude.
All right, all right. So here, I'm gonna give y'all this is an official synopsis.
I liked this. Is this what we're doing right now? We're supposed to be talking about like our
Yeah.
opinions
Okay.
on
So
this?
really quick.
What were
Yeah.
you looking up?
What are you telling you? What's going on over there,
Okay,
dude? You okay?
so-
What's in production?
He
What,
is
I mean,
looking
what's
up Birthright. I see it on the
okay.
screen.
Oh yeah, like I'm looking up Birthright.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Uh,
He's just,
So
I get it.
Image's website says for
it's
the
after
road.
10 o'clock, y'all.
Yeah.
He's in
It's my
the
bedtime.
For the Rhodes family, losing their son was the most devastating thing that could have ever occurred, but it couldn't prepare them for what happened when he returned. So, okay, imagine, and this is like every parent's worst dream, is like losing your child in a public place. Like one moment, this dad is playing with his son in the park. The next moment, his son is gone.
Yeah.
Man, but this kid went on a journey.
So
Yeah.
much so that it destroys the family.
Yeah. It deals with like the fallout of losing
Of
a
grief,
child.
of
like
losing
that.
a child,
Blame. Divorce.
who's to blame, absolutely, all those different
Fallout.
things. And then at years, like what, a year passes,
A year.
and then the family gets a phone call that they're like, hey, we found your son, please come down to the station and identify him. And there's a brief kind of moment of hope. This family goes in and they're like, all right, we're gonna identify, but instead of it being their sweet young child, it is a fully grown, looks like Amazonian warrior.
Looks like a damn ranger. Looks like
Viggo Mortensen.
looks like
in the
Viggo
Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Mortensen. Okay.
He's way more jacked version of Viggo Mortensen.
Very much. He looks like Henry Cavill in The Witcher.
yeah.
But with
yeah.
black
Yeah.
hair.
It's like, oh, didn't you just lose an 8-year-old? Well, here's Henry Cavill in The Witcher. They show up.
Confusing feelings.
Yeah, very confusing feelings. And they're like, hey, like, we did this, all the DNA tests, we ran everything.
That's your
This
kid.
is 100% your child that you lost a year ago.
Yeah.
But now it is a middle or like older man,
Like Jumanji.
I would not.
like Jumanji. Well, yeah, that's what I will compare
Yeah.
it to. And then we discover that the child got lost and entered a place where time
This is your
and
child,
space.
Robin Williams.
functioned differently. And yeah, he got Jumanji'd into a spot where he had to fight to live and has gone through this incredible journey that none of us could ever fathom exists.
But I'd say he'd come back as he's like a young adult. Not like an old guy.
No,
Nah,
he's
probably.
lived a life in there.
Yeah. But he's like a
Or he's like what
maybe 30.
he's like old boy from Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
Oh, 5.
But he
Yeah,
doesn't
but 5,
come-
but he's not, he just still doesn't look like a kid.
Yeah, 5's old man
Five
trapped in a
just
kid's
look,
body.
but he's not a kid. He's gone through it.
No, yeah, but he's not like an old man.
yeah, like
No,
5
no,
in
he's
the
not.
5 in the future is like an old man. It's like-
Yeah, like-
Or
kind of a twist, this book, and that's just
Yeah.
issue 1, and then it kind of reveals a little bit more about the character.
But you have a lot of family drama going on in it. Like the dad, they were just like playing in the park and then he disappears. And then the whole family, everybody in the town, all the cops, the mom, the wife, she eventually just blames him. They all blame him. They think he killed him.
you know what this is?
I'm fairly sure if something happened to our kids, my wife would blame me for it.
Well,
Well,
it's like a church, broad church, or it like deals with all sorts of
It
stuff
is.
like grief and families falling apart because of a tragedy sort of thing.
And you know what?
So that part's very real.
I agree, and I had a different perspective of it because I originally read the book when I wasn't a parent,
right.
and now revisiting the
yeah.
book as a parent, I'm just like, man, this is awful. Like I completely relate and understand the characters' reactions
Yeah.
of what happens there, of that process,
Right.
like
Or like Minority Report. You know, Tom Cruise loses the son. He just like goes underwater for 2 seconds. He comes back up. The son's gone.
yeah,
And then him and his wife get divorced because
And he became a chronic alcoholic.
and he
it's all
joined the
there.
Church of Scientology.
drug addict.
Church of Scientology.
Yeah. I mean, well, you're mixing reality and
Reality.
television again, but
Oh, all right.
So
Uh-oh.
this is like
time for Pablo to go to bed.
this is like reverse Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so Diddy and Tommy Jeff, y'all are both the ones that hadn't read it before. Tommy Jeff, you're not a comic book reader normally. What are your impressions of the book?
If it wasn't for the last page, I don't think I'd care for it.
I see
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
Why?
Like the very last page of it. Just that twist was kind of nice because like the lead up to it, like when you actually like when like the family gets pulled into the CIA headquarters and stuff, or the FBI headquarters or wherever.
Mhm.
And like the father's just like, that's my son. And the mom's like, no, it's not. It's some adult. And like dad's like, I know my son.
Well, he said
and
a
stuff like
father knows, and I'm like, calm
Yeah.
down. A parent knows. I would, like the
and,
mom
like,
would
that's
know
the typical
too.
saying. It's like a parent
No,
knows or like
father
a mom
knows.
knows.
But a
and
mother
stuff.
knows is the saying. But
Yeah.
but it's both. But it's like he has some
and,
sort
like-
of connection because he was there when he was taken or something.
And it's
I don't
kind of nice too because like you usually always have like one of the parents will always say like that's my child and they're usually right, and then the other parent's like I don't know. But no, it was just that turn of like the possession,
know.
right? Like that last page of it's like, yes, I will kill all of your enemies like here. And it's like, what the fuck? So then like that got me roped in.
Mhm.
And like if that wasn't the case and it was just like he returned home and like there's going to be like this like lore of going back, I don't think I'd be that interested because I wasn't expecting him to kind of be possessed.
Yeah. And it's like you didn't have to tell him all that stuff about the king lore and all that stuff. Like you didn't have to tell him none of that.
Yeah.
And then but
Well,
they did tell him that he did tell us all of that. And at the end we find out that he didn't do what he said to the police. He actually like
Did
you
the
know
opposite.
did the opposite, and he's there to like
But like it brings that
whatever.
question of like, cool, so like they're back in his home to like carry out that. The FBI is saying like these are war machines here to like kill people, and like if they are here, it's like the end of the world.
Yeah.
So like the FBI knows the gist of it.
Yeah.
But then comes the question, which is like also what actually happened there now? Because like if he would have came back normal, or like not necessarily normal, just kind of old, it's like time and stuff like that. Like that's cool. But like what happened for him to be possessed if he was supposed to be the savior?
mhm.
Right. And if
Yes.
he's not the savior, like, okay, cool. Or is there going to be another twist where it's like he was kidnapped and lied to be the savior and he was always meant to be possessed?
so what you're saying is
Birthright.
So-
you're hooked.
Yeah. So like it's
You're
just
in.
yeah. So like it's just like if it wasn't for that last page, like genuinely, if it wasn't for that last page,
Well, yeah,
I wouldn't.
Well, that's
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this is like one of my favorite comics to describe to people
Mhm.
because it's such a great concept of just like instantly. It's like it's got a hook
Yeah.
in issue
Yeah.
1 where you're like, exact. But that's the buildup is that last page.
Yeah.
100%. And
But
like
I do love-
it's played out subtly throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like I legit normally you can see that twist. But like it was like one of those things of like, fuck, I legit didn't see that coming. Like I saw something, but like it was like it's gonna be boring. It's gonna be like it's gonna come across and you're gonna be like, yeah, that makes sense. And like this is like, fuck, does it make sense?
Mhm.
Like it does, but it doesn't. And it's just like, but how? Like how? So
I like the way that it plays out like a true crime kind
Yeah.
of thing. and very realistically, I feel like. And then
Yeah.
it goes into this fantasy adventure of like almost like stepping through into a forest where there's like a portal or something. We don't know.
Yeah,
We
through
don't
the looking
know. So
glass.
it's like Peter Pan
Yeah.
adventures, and even the map looks like Peter Pan. You know,
Yeah.
he's like mermaids, ew, and like he drew it when he was a kid. So it's like Peter Pan, or like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, where he's like entering this whole other realm where there's huge high fantasy, high stakes, and he's like, you know, the chosen one. And I love stuff like that. But having that mixed with like true crime, those are like my two favorite types of things. And I was into it from the very like beginning because I felt like it was going somewhere when he ran into the woods initially and he disappeared. I was like, yeah, it's a comic book. It's called Birthright. I feel like this is gonna go a fantasy way, you know? And so then I was into it. But I also love a true crime. So I love the true crime elements.
I love that. I love how you and I find different parts that like kind of drew us in, because like I was going through all of that and I see that and like I understand like your perspective, but I was just like, nah,
like I've seen it or whatever.
Like it's been done.
Yeah, I get that. I get that for sure. But then that last page, 100% if I wasn't hooked before, that last page, I was like, all right. But I'm also easy, like anything with fantasy or like, you know what I mean? Like I was like watching it or reading it. I was reading it and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm in. All right. I'm in.
Yeah.
But then that last page does do it.
Yeah.
That last page is like, okay.
But
and
like,
also the most beautifully drawn page of the whole
so
book, I think.
the
drawn.
art is amazing on it. Like, cause like the possession of it and like the face just kind of out of it. And there's like no discernible like look to it. Like even the face and like the eyes and like the mouth, like doesn't like it makes sense, but like it's like what is this?
Wait, show it to me again.
Yeah.
You have mine.
I don't want. Are we giving away the last page?
Also, are we? He
No,
might not be on him right now.
it
but also,
was-
no,
it
look,
kinda-
it's a 10-year-old
yeah.
book, and it's also
Hey,
issue 1.
I'm also
Yeah.
saying, I'm just saying, not for nothing.
I'm showing.
It's hot. Last page, hot.
Sexy. This is the
That's
sexiest episode
sexy.
we've ever done. Yeah.
Yeah.
All possessed and shit.
Yeah,
Looking like
it's-
Henry
it's
Cavill with long
fantastic.
black hair. What the
Henry
hell?
Cavill and Witcher. Y'all are in now. I have the trade. It is in trade format. I will say it. I love that Image has these number ones. Ty, did you finish ever reading Birthright? Were you
No,
ever,
sadly, I have not.
how far did you get in?
Well, we
Issue
spoiled
one.
it for you, huh?
No, I read issue 1.
Oh, you
Again,
read issue 1.
And again, I want to make it clear that little box that I bought it not when it came out. I found it at a local comic book store, just sitting on the shelf, all dusty.
Oh,
Yeah, and I was like,
You're
"What's this?" And then they're like, "Oh, there's a flash drive in there. That's why it's like
that sounds
50
magical.
bucks." And I'm like, "But Invincible's in here." I'm like, "That's why I wanted it." I was like, "Yeah, I want this. It's Invincible #1, even though it's like a reprint, but it's a #1 reprint, and it's not like an Image first reprint."
So you find this mysterious flash drive on a shelf covered in dust. You're like,
No,
You're
it was a
like-
box set,
oh,
and the flash drive was
but
inside.
that's how I'm imagining
Oh,
it.
okay.
You're
But
like,
yeah,
and you look at it and you go, what's this? And as you're like turning it, it has like this magical glow about it.
Yeah,
And then the person behind the counter is like, oh, that thing's been here for 5 years now. Don't worry about that. I'll sell it to you for 50 cents, kid. And then you take it back home and you plug it in and it gets sucked into the flash drive. I don't know.
so like what I just described was like the actual events, and he's the studio that
Yeah.
bought the rights to my life story.
I'm
and is pitching a movie.
You're into this
It's like
movie.
10 times cooler than what I did. I was like,
Damn.
"Oh, what's this?" And the guy was like all cranky.
No.
I was, "Oh, it's like 50
Is this what
bucks."
creativity
no,
feels
listen,
like?
because he got the cranky store clerk right.
He did.
Okay?
He did get
So
that
all
right.
we need is one thing in common, okay?
Yeah.
And then we can
Alright.
work with that. We can work with that. So
You're
yeah,
like, "Actually,
you're
there was a
living
book."
you're living the owl house right now, baby. Like
Owl House. Yeah.
Birthright has collected editions. They have beautiful hardcovers. I want to say they have 9 volumes as trade paperbacks. It is available at your local comic shop. Go ahead and pick up the Image #1 of Birthright #1 for $1.
Get a little
Honestly,
tease,
you
a
won't
little
miss it.
taste.
You won't regret it.
If you want,
Yeah.
if this is I'll buy this for. You will buy this for $1. This is a $1 well spent.
Support your local comic book store.
Yes,
Absolutely. Walk to
sir.
your local comic shop.
Yes,
check out
sir.
some of those other books that we talked about. Once more, all the books that we highlight, we intentionally try to make sure that you don't need any prior
Look,
knowledge or insight to be able to enjoy.
look, and in today's day and age, how often can you walk into a place and buy some like really good, entertaining like read for $1?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, how often
Amen.
can you walk in and spend just $1 somewhere and
In
be
this
like, you
economy.
know what?
Yeah.
I'm satisfied. This is great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to say the first trade is only like $10. Most image trades, they may have gone up to $14.99, so don't quote me on that. But most of
Most
that was the
places,
thing.
yeah.
Most image number 1 trades, which are issues 1 through 5, tend to be $10. They can range anywhere between $10 or $15 though, and that I think is pretty good.
Yeah.
You got that first trade in here? Or you got to find it, hunt it down?
I have it in here. It's in here. I think it's probably on my shelf.
I want to borrow it.
Before we go, you guys, off camera, my 15-year-old nephew has been scrolling his TikTok on his beats, and this is Adrian's last podcast that he was on the guys' night episode with us. He's
Yeah,
behind
he
the light over
was.
here. He was on the guys' night episode when Diddy was quote unquote sick.
Why didn't you want him to stay even longer?
I'm trying
was
to
sick.
get him to stay longer.
No, because he's moving in with us, Claudia.
I was trying to get him to move longer. He's got stuff. He's got a life, y'all. He's got a teenage life. He's
Look,
got to
dude,
get back.
You're in
to.
California. Enjoy
You're a
it.
California
Hey,
dude now.
Enjoy it.
He's got to get back to New Orleans. But he did. Him and I did binge Squid Games, and I
So-
told him, I'm like,
Squid
this
Games.
was supposed to be on news and stuff, but he walked out. We love. He's a big Squid Games nerd. I know enough about Squid Games. I've seen the first 2 seasons. I was like, we have to, and we did it. And there's only 6 episodes of Squid Games, and I told him, I'm like, this is too fucking sad. By the way, I'm not gonna
man.
spoil the Squid Games ending, but it was really sad, and I felt like it was too on the nose with some of the evil shit that's happening in the world. I'm like, see, evil wins, like all the fucking time.
does it?
And
I mean, we've made it this far.
Adrian, firstly, before we get into your take on Squid Games, what was the thing that you learned here in California, or what was the highlight of your trip? Did you have any learning moments?
Taking initiative. Okay.
Aside from my lectures, but anything that you learned on
oh.
your own without me lecturing you.
Oh,
Hmm.
California's hot.
I lecture the kid a lot. I'm sorry. I love
That I should push myself out of my comfort zone. Like originally, like I didn't want to come here because like I don't know. It was just I'm a home guy and I'm
Homebody.
I'm a homebody. And
Yeah,
I
home
feel
guy.
like coming on this trip, I've like really learned that like I should like push myself out of my comfort zone more. Because you
Little
never
coming
know.
of age trip for you.
Yeah, because you never know like what you might like and what you might not like. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you push yourself outside of your comfort zone this trip. Yeah, he worked in our store. He had to interact with people that he just normally wouldn't just come out and interact with. Involuntarily. No, they're not all. Can't accuse everybody of that involuntarily. Okay, so you learned that, and then we watched Squid Games. Give us your take on Squid Games and how you feel about it, and all these quote unquote edits that you've been showing.
Wait, can I show them an edit? Can I show
No,
them an
you
edit?
just no.
Oh, okay.
But you like
okay.
edits.
Yeah. No.
Explain to people what an edit.
Yeah, what is an edit?
On TikTok is?
I don't know. I mean,
It's a
okay,
little
wait,
like it's a CapCut template that they put highlight reels to make characters. And look, those CapCut templates are badass.
yeah.
But they'll like highlight a character, have a cool cutscene, and then give you some more cool highlighted moments that hype you up about the characters or whatever on the show.
Imagine someone makes an edit of me right now.
Yeah, me.
Wow.
I would more
That'd
than
be
likely be the
That'd
one
be
to do
wild.
that. That'd be me. I would be the one editing, not as a CapCut template though. But we will make one now
Yeah.
in a CapCut template. Now we have to do it. What do you think about Squid Games ending?
Okay.
How do you feel about the potential future for the franchise?
So hear me out. All right. It was sad as hell. I'm not gonna lie.
It was so
I
fucking
almost.
sad.
I'm not even lying. I was about to drop a tear when the freaking trans person died.
Well,
Okay.
thanks. Spoiler.
Wait.
Wow.
They killed it.
I
What?
forgot.
All right. Wow, dude.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
Sorry, we did not
Spoiler.
warn
Sorry,
anybody
wow,
who
fucking
hasn't
that's
seen
gonna happen
Squid
right now.
Games.
That's gonna be the reason.
Oh my
you
God.
I
just-
literally said don't
dropped
spoil it.
One of the bigger things.
Bruh, that
Yeah.
is heartbreaking.
I don't want to watch
they
it now.
look a lot of characters that you invest in and fall in love with.
Ruined.
It's like it's like the first season.
They look. Let me just tell you, they definitely Game of Thrones. You fuck, Adrian. Come on.
I
bro.
forgot.
Come on,
I
man.
forgot.
No, who gives a shit? Whatever.
And the term you guys are looking for is fan cam.
Yeah, no, it was just. It was
I'm
just
gonna
sad.
I have to add a spoiler warning in there now. All right, so it was sad.
Super sad.
How do you, without
why?
spoiling anything?
Okay, without spoiling it, but okay, that's gonna be hard. Oh, Jesus, let me lock it. Without spoiling it, it was just super sad. But I mean, now that I'm looking at the ending, I feel like that was probably one of the best ways to end it off. Like just like the message, it like spread across, and just like everything about it was really good. And I mean, I can't spoil it. Watch it for yourselves. I mean,
Without spoiling it, what would you say kind of the hopeful message in there is? Because there's you explained it to me a little bit earlier. There is a little through line of hope. And what do you
Wait.
think that hope
wait,
is?
can I just say one line? Just one line from the show.
Go for it.
No, because
Oh,
that's
wow.
gonna spoil it. I
Okay,
know what
okay,
you're gonna
okay,
say.
okay. You know what I'm gonna say. Yeah?
Yes, but what would you say is the through line of what's the glimmer of hope or the silver lining in amongst the depression?
I don't know. I mean, I'd just say probably that like all humans are different. I mean, we don't. At the end of the day, humans are both good, bad. Also, they can be crazy, loyal, misjudged, anything. And I feel like in the show of Squid Games, you learn that because I mean, like just looking at all the different characters, like 333, Gyun, Saibyok, Ali, all of these characters are different in their own unique way. And I feel like that's like they teach that a lot, especially towards the end.
Yeah, man.
So yeah.
We don't know everybody's struggles and things that they're dealing with, right?
Yeah.
And then on the surface, I think you can instantly think you're judging a person, and then when you peel back the layers, you learn a little bit about everybody. We all have our own struggle and thing that we're going through. That's insightful, AP.
Hell yeah.
You're right, man.
Yeah.
I mean, then that's good. I feel like if that's what you took away from the show, then I think that's a pretty beautiful little thing to learn.
I also took away those edits. So
Damn.
Hey,
There it is.
Hey,
there it
Adrian is
is.
going to be reposting his TikTok.
look at my repost and it's all
Check out
Squid
his
Game
repost.
edits.
You can find his Xbox gamer code is Lil Toasty 10. If you want to play him on some Rocket League and get schooled. AP, it was a pleasure having you, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was
Chacha.
such a
I'm
fun.
glad that. I love you, buddy. I'm very happy that you got to spend this time with us. I'm very glad you got a full, although you've been kind of in and out the last couple of podcasts, you
Yeah.
did get that full episode. I
Yeah.
feel like you really did shine. And for sure, that was outside of your comfort zone, I would say. So I'm glad that's one of the things that you learned while you were in California.
That scared me, bro.
Cool. Well, that about does it for our show, folks. We're trying to keep it tight around here, but you know what? 2 hours is the magic number. We like to talk a lot. Cool. Until next
We do
time.
like to talk a lot.
Yeah. Keep reading, right? Keep your mind broad, and may all of your
Wow.
issues be kind.